We are back playing D&D. Last session, you guys, on like a public-facing standpoint, finished your mission here in the region. You have defeated the V-Rex with the assistance of one of the 3T's member, Gustav, I think, if I remember his name off the top of my head, using the rifle. It was a intense fight with everyone sort of doing their parts, but I would say apart from a couple of people, you mostly come out of it unscathed and having used, a reasonable amount of resources, but with still something left in the tank here. You guys also discovered that the Paladins, a group that have been causing trouble in Empress City, are also sort of causing problems by sending messages around to rural communities, or at least this one, but the people discussing it seem to, or I think Axel seemed to be like, if it's been this one, then it's probably more than just this. But with Axel's counsel, you've decided, like, kind of put it to one side as, like, above our pay grade. We have people we can talk to about sort of sorting this level of problem out. A couple of you got Fey markings. That was in there. And you gave some advice to the Lord and Lady of the Land about what to do in future, how to prevent a situation like this, regarding the fact that the magic of the Heaven's Pillar trees seem to have some interaction with the miasmic, and the Fey community having been instrumental in your guys sort of sorting the issue out together. And I think we left off with you guys heading towards the place you're staying, towards Bertie's house, with Dafer looking forward to cooking. I think that's pretty much where we left off. I don't know if anyone has anything they want to add.
Home sweet home, like as in the kind of dinner I'm gonna make.
You guys arrive back. You arrive back to the multi-story townhouse. Heading inside, Bertrand is there. There is, a big sort of like butchered like chicken turkey type thing that is out on one side. A sack of potatoes and like other root vegetables. Bits and pieces for cooking with that had been requested by Dayfair. Bertrand himself is sat there with like a pot of tea, little cup in front of him. You can see the steam of the heat rising in front of him, and he has a pile of what looks to be like cloth handkerchiefs that have been embroidered with something. As you head in through the door, he looks up and says, "Oh, I hear that you have I hear you have completed your task. The village is safe again."
Yes.
Yep.
All things went well. I'm pretty happy.
He nods his head, and he lifts up a small basket, like a tiny picnic basket looking thing, maybe big enough to hold like 3 apples. Like, why this basket was made is a little lost on a few of you. But he holds it up towards Clara and says, "The butcher said that he had something chewable for your bear."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You really didn't have to.
He was going to throw it out anyway. I think eventually it was just some bones with some marrow.
Severus, what do you say to the nice man?
In Draconics, it says thank you as he leans his head at it.
He says thank you.
Oh, well, of course.
I love how Bertrand just recant the fact that the bear said something in Draconic.
He doesn't understand Draconic. He's never heard that before. He's just like, what a
It's just a weird
strange
bear
bear
sound.
noise.
Yeah.
Esther is going to saunter towards the table and set down the nice bottle of fancy gin before spinning herself into an open seat.
Bertrand looks at you and says, well, we'll need to pull the table out for everyone to sit once everything's been set. And Axel grabs your chair and puts his hand on the table and slides them both back with one, but like just drags you and the table with two hands, just moving everything along. As Bertrand sits there, his teapot slides slightly to left and he just shimmies his chair along to fit with it.
Thank you, Axel.
I thought it would be easier this way.
And it was. Just completely unbothered by this, like, went with it.
Bertrand looks at the bottle and says, I don't recognize. Where did you get that from?
The Lord and Lady.
Oh my. And he looks at you and says, were you planning on drinking some?
Yes, well, I've never had this type of spirit before.
Oh, he walks over, shuffles over to a little cabinet. He's moved most of the stuff he uses down to the lower cabinets at this point. Most of the higher cabinets are just decorative stuff. He opens it up and he pulls out a crystal tumbler, very expensive looking, almost like a whiskey glass type thing. It says, a fine spirit needs a fine vessel. And he walks over to you and puts it in front, and Terminus whispers in your ear, damn straight.
Not giving him a sort of notion of listening, she's just going to take it smiling. Thank you. Pour herself some of this gin and take a sip.
It is sweet. The fact that it is alcohol doesn't really register. It is alcoholic, and there is some semblance of an aftertaste of that, but while drinking it, it tastes much more like a sweetened berry mixture, basically.
Oh, it's dangerous. God.
Ooh, Clara, you have to have some.
If the girls are going to drink themselves into stupor, I could need someone for mashing the potatoes. Alban or Uther, one of you.
Yeah, get your spuds out.
Uther and Dave are set to working this large Arga oven.
Okay. I'll take care of the sauce and the chicken. Hand you the utensils. I'd assume like mashed potato or something is like fairly widespread in
It's
Look
mashed
in general.
potato.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It is not going to be that hard to figure out how to mash potato.
No, not yeah. Like I was just there was me more establishing in general because like
Culinary wise, I would think mashed potato is pretty far spread. Yeah, we're good on that.
Okay. More like in general that it would be widespread in Dual Cop more specifically because
Yeah.
I think the area will lend themselves to potatoes because there's not gonna be much else that grows.
Yeah, I think globally.
Okay. Yeah, then basically just make goals for chicken and then like an onion gravy sauce.
Yeah.
And some veggies with the mashed potatoes as well. And
Are
then
you-
as like a final taste test, sprinkle on some of the bay spice, but only
Cool.
like
You are
as
using
like
that.
the final.
Gotcha. All right.
He's pulled out the hard drugs.
As you know, as the bird is put in the oven and everything's getting prepared in the background, Tira, you take a sip of this drink. Bertrand looks at you and says, well, we have reason to celebrate, yes? Everyone, I imagine the whole settlement is probably enjoying their evenings right now.
Yeah, danger avoided for now. Hopefully it never gets that way again.
Wishful thinking, unfortunately. Life's never quite that easy.
And yet it endures.
I slide the old man a glass.
Oh, well, you really don't have to. And while saying that, just drinks from it.
It says it's dry. It's still very wet.
That's not what that means.
Honestly, that's a poor choice of words, then.
Obviously it's wet, it's a liquid.
What does it mean? You seem to have more experience with this kind of alcohol.
How do I... Do you know how wine is made, Adira?
I need to make a check. DM, would Lampshire settlements have experience with wine, or would that be something that'd be hard to grow?
Not wine, no. Like, you guys would have, like, distilled desert fruits and things. Like, gin and things like that are more inline liqueurs, but wine, no.
Okay. She shakes her head no.
The long or short of it is that in order to make something of this nature, you have to ferment the, well, vegetable or fruit, whatever it is you're using. The more you ferment it, the more you get rid of the sugars, and the sharper it tastes. Calling something dry refers to the sharpness. If something is more dry, the taste will be more acrid. I don't know who labelled this bottle, but I disagree on principle that it's dry. It's too fruity.
The drink, how can it be dry?
We've just had
as Caliban zones back in from
Clara resists the urge to curse at him because she's in polite company.
Caliban.
No, don't worry, we could probably curse in other languages. They won't know.
Wherever
Yeah,
you
this guy's a little too close to home. I'm nervous about that.
Wherever you sit at the table, Caliban, he shifts the silver cutlery to your spot. Like, if you, like, move places, he just continues to follow you around with, like, the nice cutlery, basically.
Caliban knows that, like, if he tries to deny it, he's like, no, I insist. He's just gonna say, like, thank you, then.
With the dust used, no need to roll. It is immediately a natural 20 on the cooking check. The smell begins to, you know, after like an hour of roasting and things are starting to come together, the smell that fills the room is borderline magical. To the point where, like, if you weren't hungry, you are now. And it's just like, it's that torment of, like, knowing there's another 15, 20 minutes, but being able to already taste it in an olfactory sense before it is eventually served up on the table in front of everyone. Dayford, give me an insight check. 17. There is a look of, like, you've seen Axel joke around and, you know, be happy before. It is at this point you realize you've never seen, like, a full-on smile that includes, like, teeth and the corners of his eyes. But as he looks down at the meal in front of him, he has that sort of like smile on his face looking at the table. And Bertrand looks at you, Dafer, and says, oh, come on, sit. The cook needs to take the first set from the table.
Thank you. Will do so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I consider my comfort food. And enjoy, everybody. Like, I portion out, dish out, like, the portions.
Mm-hmm.
Before I sit myself down and then just treat myself to this dinner that I had wanted for like the past, I don't know, 36 hours.
Yeah, I know.
To deal with, to cope with the bullshit that was getting traumatized by your loved ones dying in front of your eyes for like an hour straight.
The black dog recovery meal, yeah.
Yeah.
You sit down and that first like mouthful of food goes in your mouth, Dather, and every flavor is the most it has ever been, where it's like the creaminess of the mashed potato is the most creamy. It's almost like that thing where like when you add salt to something, the flavor comes out more, but with this dust, you can never add too much. It does the same thing salt does, but it never makes it salty in the end. No matter how much you put on, it just enhances the flavor more and more. And you start to understand some of the old folk tales around like people spending time with the Fae and then being cursed to never enjoy food again, just being a result of like the flavors never really matching up to the meals that they had when they were there. It is incredible and delicious. Yeah, you can all dig in at your leisure. I think Terminus would be begging for scraps, as it were, as well, and probably Cerberus as well, sort of like drooling from from 2 mouths. I don't imagine. A bird has a tongue. Can it drool? I don't think they salivate, so I'm going to say no.
I didn't salivate.
Yeah. So two drooling mouths, like off on one side, well trained, sat but staring.
Begging for something to hit the floor.
Mm-hmm. Clara will give him some.
Yeah. He throws some pieces over, happily chomps it up. Is there anything anyone wants to do in particular?
It's so good. I mean, I have to figure out to cook like that without the face spice, as it's not gonna last forever, but a goal worth striving for, I guess.
I feel like this stuff should have a name.
Drug.
Well, I suppose technically everything's a drug. Sugar's a drug.
Yeah, but I feel like this is worth being called the drug.
That's fair.
The drug?
The drug.
I was gonna say
Capital
spice.
or lowercase the.
I feel like spice doesn't quite do it justice, even if it's in the category.
Bertrand says, I believe I recall one of the woman who works in the apothecary here calling it seasons, as in just the changing of seasons.
All of the seasons.
He nods. And then suddenly, looks down at the pile of handkerchiefs he had and holds them up and says, before I forget, I talked to my daughter earlier. She embroidered these for you as thank you. And he, holds up a bunch of handkerchiefs with small symbols of the settlement on them. These, musical note trees with the archway between the two of them.
Aww. They're gorgeous.
I think Dafer has this small vest on. I'm just gonna say it has a pocket, and
Yeah.
Dafer just like a breast pocket, like put the handkerchief
As
in the
you're
breast pocket as if it belongs there.
as you're doing it, Bertrand comes over to you and folds it properly for you so that the symbol is prominently displayed and it fits into the pocket perfectly. And says, "It's been a while since I wore something like that, but it suits you well."
Thank you. The embroidery looks marvelous.
Yes, well, it's something she picked up when she was a small girl. Doesn't come in too much use now, but it still keeps her occupied of an evening.
My compliments to her.
I will pass them along.
And thank you for the gesture.
Oh,
It's
you're the one who's alleviated many, many worries. We're thanking you.
I think the biggest thanks we could get is, I don't know, for things here to develop peacefully and nicely. Being good neighbors to the Fae you have, and making sure that my elves stay out of here.
We will hope. We will pray to the goddess, and we will do our best. He finished up his meal, and big meal, old person, sleepy. As he looks at you, and is just like, "I'm going to retire now. As it were, my compliments to the chef, and I wish you all a good night. I understand you're probably heading out in the morning, so if this is the last I see you, then it has been an honor and a pleasure." And he bows as best he can to Caliban, and then goes to bed.
Rest well, good sir. Rest well.
For your hospitality.
Thank you, old man. It's very nice to meet you.
She means thank you, Bertrand.
Brown and excellent.
Yes, well, young woman, perhaps it's past your bedtime.
I have a bedtime.
You probably should.
We do need to be up in those mountains, and there's no guarantee that what we have done has been the easiest part of the journey. I hope it is, but there's no way of knowing.
Sure hope it is. Hard cut to like the most dangerous moments of that fight. V-Rex being pinned to the ground. Dafer fighting off hordes of Ravagers.
I think Adhira getting slammed like 3 times in a row by huge claws as well, just like ping-ponged across a tree, shell barrier flaring.
She definitely does look a little worse for wear.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would say, by the way, that like this was painstakingly crafted food.
Yes.
It warrants the temp HP buff, which I believe Art Uther still have theirs. So I think myself, Caliban, and Adhira that could use that.
We'll say because of this seasoning, you do not need to roll. You just get the max for this meal.
Ooh. Okay, so that's 6 temp. Wait, didn't one of you do a temp HP thing? Adhira, do you already have temp HP from a people you used
Yeah, I
earlier?
did HP.
Okay. Lara or Uther, are any of you down on your temp HP?
I still have mine.
I think I should still have. I think I managed to avoid getting hit last time.
Axel will take it if it's up for grabs.
In that case, Axel gets it.
Okay.
6 temp HP for him.
Yeah. I'll take it.
And all of you, if you choose to roll hit dice, get a 1d8 on top of that.
I thought.
Yeah.
I'm on 6. So I need...
Yeah, if anyone needs hit dicing, I do still have healer charges.
Yeah. Go ahead and take your short rest and grab anything.
My last 2, and I would take that healer.
So you get 2 Adhira and the D8 as well from Dayfro, don't forget. So that's 29 plus 1d8.
I'll see if I need healer after the roll. And the roll says big number.
Yeah, 32 is pretty good. 11 and 12 was very nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that almost cool. That's nice.
And I think
Caliban
Caliban...
adaptability back up to full.
Nice. And Caliban gets his second wind back and things like that.
Yep. And also, I think all of my superiority dice.
That's true, yeah. I forgot that they come back on short rest too. Such a good subclass. Is anyone staying up later at all, or are you taking Axel's advice? He'd go to bed pretty early, since you are hiking up a mountain in the morning.
I hear he's gonna stay up for a bit.
Yeah, I'll stay up for a little bit.
Okay.
Xavier is just gonna say, okay, I cooked. I shall leave washing the dishes to the lady.
I imagine Axel would have cleaned up as you cooked, so...
Okay.
What is the sexism here?
I
Well-
wasn't going to say anything.
You were not cooking, and Caliban already has moved his ass away from what I gathered. So
Oh, did Caliban go to bed?
assumed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it would just be you guys down here. So I think Uther, Clara, and Adhere are staying up late. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Staying to bed, right?
You guys sit downstairs. How much of that bottle are you drinking, and how much are you sharing? I guess, Atira. Was it just the one glass? Or...
She's poured another glass, but she's made it open to the rest of the group. We don't have ice, do we? Like,
No.
I'm guessing.
No,
yeah.
there'd be no way
No.
up here. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of swirling it in her glass. Who else is having some?
I'll pour some into like a little hip flask for later, but I'm not having some now. I don't want to wake up with a hangover.
Mm.
No, the one will be enough for Uther. I don't have the con score for that.
Yeah, one's fine. You sit up. You have some drinks. There is the Oh, go on.
Adhere's going to, like, halfway through her second glass, she's going to glance over at Clara. I need to measure something. How... Okay, we're good. Still sober. So, did you really mean what you said about using that fairy mark?
What? I didn't say it so I could trick you, if that's what you're asking.
No, you're not the kind of person for that. It's just very generous.
Look, this should probably be quite obvious to people by now, but I didn't grow up wanting for much. And in my experience, people who grow up that way usually go one of two directions. Either they spend their entire life thinking they're entitled to the exact same thing, or they look at the world around them and notice that not everyone is quite so lucky. I'm the latter kind.
She chews on that for a bit. Words seeming to hit her hard. Thank you. I can't really begin to tell you how much that means to me. For my mother, it's about all that I have left of her.
You don't need to explain it to me. I noticed.
Do you ever want to take a peek at what my true face looks like, consider this permission. A fair trade. I think that I can trust someone like you.
Why do you say it like that? Should I be worried?
No. I mean, maybe. I haven't been best person, and well, let's just say there's some stuff in my past that I'd rather not think about again. But if there's anyone who could see some good in what I'd represent and what I'd truly look like, you'd be one of them.
Do you want me to look?
Yes. Because I feel like you might see my mom. You might see the better part of me. And I hope that she's in there.
For the record, I don't think this part of you is that bad.
She doesn't say anything, because I feel like if she says something, I have to make a deception roll.
But fine, I guess. I will turn on my special eyes.
Yeah. I think you take a little bit of damage, as it were. A little bit of energy is used.
Take a lot of damage.
Ooh.
I thought she just uses a hit dice.
It depends. I can't remember how we decided it. It's either a hit dice, like a current hit dice is gone, or you take damage equal to the roll of a hit dice. But either
I
way...
was
current hit dice
confused
is
about
gone.
it, because the first time you said it, you said, oh, you spend a hit dice. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll just take damage. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, or does that mean that I just don't have one? Like I just use one from the pool? I don't know.
I read that as -1 from the pool.
What I'll say is, I'll let you choose Clara in this moment, because I think either is fine, because ultimately it's kind of the same thing. It just, obviously there's like an innate limit to spending hit dice, whereas taking damage, because you could roll quite low, there's a bit more of a gamble to that one, I would say. So either we can do the gambling one or the guaranteed one. That's up to what you think Clara is more like.
Clara is... her stats say otherwise, but personality-wise, she's not a gambler. So I will take the just remove hit dice from the pool.
Then remove one hit dice from your pool of available hit dice. Give me an insight check at advantage, Clara.
Oh boy.
Holy
Oh, when
heck.
does the doggo expire?
Until the
Long
end
rest.
of this mission. So next long rest, you guys you've got the bonus
32.
32.
Horrifying.
I don't even know
Clara,
that much about myself.
you close your eyes and you open them and you look at Adhira. In some sense, what she said to you was that she was looking for in herself the visage of a woman that you've never met, never seen, Clara. And in some sense, there's a question of, like, how would you even know if you saw that? Looking at Adhira with everything sort of stripped away, you see a much younger girl with fierce eyes and tear-stained cheeks. You see a defiant, maybe 9-year-old, and in her hand she grips something that has the outline of a knife, but it is wrapped in mycelium, and like a rope, it winds up Adhira's arm back around her neck and down into the vessel of Terminus's lamp, and you see this blurry outline of a weapon is being degraded and consumed. You also see all of the all of the silver and gem-like qualities of Adhira are like polished to a unnatural degree, in which her hair looks like individual strands of like silver wire that's woven together into hair, and her eyes are not perfectly rounded but roughly hewn gems, and there's no like whites of her eyes. It's like perfect gemstones. That is what you see.
Well, I don't think I saw your mom.
She leans back, disappointed. I said, should I ask what you did see?
Pretty sure that's you when you're younger. You look weird. Not weird in a bad way, you just look different.
She takes a sip from her drink, kind of mulls that over. Do I look human, or?
Kind of. Do you feed Terminus a knife at some point?
I need all three of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, no, no.
No!
In this moment, some things are going to change. Clara, your memory of what you saw shifts. You never saw a knife. What you did see was the mycelium covering over the form of like Adhira, almost like a supporting exoskeleton. And none of the three of you recall the question that you just asked or the question you just asked. Instead, you recall stating that you also see Terminus's influence over the top. If that makes sense to you all.
Yes, but I have a question.
Yes, Uther.
Does any of this apply, specifically the part where someone attempts to establish, well, I know that someone's fucked with my brain.
I think so. Uther, having been a little bit of a fly on the wall in this situation, I'm going to ask some questions about, because like obviously this conversation is going on between the two of them. Were you listening intently, or were you doing your best to like I don't know, because obviously they're comfortable talking about this in front of you, Uther. I don't know whether it would be a situation of like, do you feel comfortable just listening, or would you be doing something else, or what's the...
I think he would have been situated more towards a window. Like, he's still present. Like, if they were talking to him, he would have like been responding. But like, they were having like their little aside, and the weird eyes were coming out, so Uther was just trying to like not be present. So like, he's listening, but he's not involved.
Okay. I need you to make an...
Uther is still thinking over the first time they got used on him.
I need an insight check on yourself in this moment, then, Uther, for what I think would happen with you.
Check on myself.
1d4.
Yeah.
First, give me 1 second, then. Let me. I'll just roll if it don't have it on there. I ain't looking for that.
16. And if you, has that got the... Yeah.
No, that didn't have...
Oh, 20? you do have a strange sense. It's not the same as you usually get, Uther. This is different. But you do all of a sudden have that matrixy deja vu sense where you're like, you feel like the very first set of things Clara said, for some reason you've heard it before. So that gives you a strange vibe. And Clara, on a 21 wisdom save, there is something odd. Like, you feel like you phrased what you said weirdly. Like, whatever, like, the statement of, like, I also saw Terminus there, his influence on you. It isn't the words you would have chosen, looking back on it, to say it yourself. If that makes... It feels a little odd, but you can't place why exactly.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound like me.
It doesn't sound like you, yeah. But that all three of you still have that shift in perspective.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't asked a question tonight.
No, that doesn't get changed. Just the knife isn't there anymore, and it's like you wrapped in mycelium as like a exoskeleton type thing.
It's all weird though. You were really young when you and Terminus got acquainted.
No, I picked them up about half a year ago.
That's not what I just saw.
Terminus pops out of his lamp and kind of sits on the table, looks at, the two of you and says, well, there's still a lot to learn about whatever Clara's gift seems to be. Who knows what's going on?
I gently take 3 of my fingers and push down on his forehead. I'm like, stop hanging around young girls.
But...
Like, playing with him.
You squish him and he makes like an accordion noise as compressed air comes. Like, he turns himself into like a small like frog instrument basically as you press. Deflates slightly. And it says, but still, we don't exactly know what's going on, do we? I mean, the things you've seen, they're all so different.
I'm not entirely sure what game you're playing, but I'm lacking the ability to press you further. I just want you to know it's only going to get stronger.
In this moment as well, Clara, your eyes are still active. If you would like to make an insight check on Terminus, you certainly could.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, go ahead. It wouldn't be an advantage, but it would still be available to you. 17. Obviously, the image you see before you is not what is real. This small frog is nothing like what Terminus's true self exists as. I would say on a 17, what you see is almost like Terminus is a mirror, a reflective surface in which all things reflected look a little bit worse than they are in reality. It's not like they're completely decayed away, but it's like the tabletops in here are all dusty. The tablecloth is like threadbare and the color is slightly faded. You look slightly tired, your hair a little frazzled in it. Everything just looks a little worse, and yet still the same.
Got an interesting look about you too, Terminus.
Well, yes, I am a small frog knight.
Sure you are, buddy.
As the two of you lock eyes. Like
I'm
anime.
gonna give him a look that says, I'm not overly bothered. Everyone seems to think I care more than I do about, like, their personal business. But I'm letting you know that I know you're bullshitting me.
I just imagine that, like, anime lightning sparks where the two lines come out, they, like, sparkle against each other, and then he, like, slips back into his vessel.
You good?
I'm fine. Just weird. Takes a lot of getting used to, and well, his opinion of what I've seen is very different than what I saw.
I don't know what to say to that.
There's nothing to say right now. If you don't remember it, then there's a reason for that. And if we don't know the reason right now, then one day we'll figure it out.
I think I'm going to go on to bed now.
Sure.
Adhira, you go on up to bed, leaving Uther and Clara. Clara, as you watch Adhira head up to bed, you see not the ghost, but the echoes of 3 children playing together, running quickly through the kitchen and out the front door. And it sort of just like, almost like drifts by you in a moment.
I'm going to concentrate for a little bit and sort of return my eyes to normal.
Mm-hmm. It slowly fizzles away.
You don't have to worry now. Fancy eyes are off.
Why would I worry?
Because you're the one who doesn't want me looking into your past. Or your current. I can't tell.
I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what to make of what you're seeing. I just... I don't know.
I'm not asking you to make anything of it. Just... you seem the least comfortable. So I'm letting you know I'm not looking.
Well, I appreciate that.
And your appreciation is duly noted. You staying up for much longer?
I shouldn't. But...
I was going to go soon as well. Do you want to help me with the dishes first? If not, just go upstairs and I'll finish them.
No, I can get him.
Right.
Gets up from wherever he was seated, just walks over to the sink.
You finish up whatever dishes were left to do. Any last words before bed?
Just good night.
The faint sound as everyone brings their head to rest on a pillow, close their eyes. The sound of a toy train running some floors above.
The question is that Adhira, or is Adhira asleep and Terminus is riding the train?
I think Adhira is probably kept up a little and is just using it to think, like recreating an overlook of a city.
Uther, you finish the last of the dishes. I guess blow out the pilot light on the cooker, and then head up to bed as well. Morning breaks. Axel knocks on all your doors pretty early. You just get like a thud thud thud. Whenever you're ready, we're going. When you get down into the kitchen, Axel has like divided up some of the stuff that he had in a larger bag into smaller bags for like each of you to carry. And he also has on the kitchen table what appears to be 2 crystal crystals and a, as far as you can see, a magic wand.
That was a nice sleep. Oh.
They slept well after the meal. Definitely a heavy sleep.
Yeah, that was exactly how I always felt. So I remember feeling sleeping after these kinds of meals. Just perfect. What's the crystal for? And I assume that is not a wand of mass destruction.
The wand is a gift from Elias. Reveals information about objects it is tapped against.
Ooh.
Okay. And the crystals, I assume, are additional firepower that you brought along?
More investigatory tools. One of them is for detecting essences, be they aligned with the Scourge or the Goddess, and the other one is for detecting traces of the arcane.
Okay.
If any of you would like to take one of these objects, you're free to. Otherwise, I'll change up what I have on.
I think the shot we get is the camera sort of pans slightly away from Axel's like left hand that's like holding the wand, and then when it comes back, like I'd hear as like sort of pushed up against it, like running a finger over it, like examining it.
It is,
but having done so stealthily.
Adhira, it is quite obvious to you that this is not a modern wand, not a wand that has been recreated, but an actual artifact of pre-goddess leaving era magic. It seems to be a wand that is carved from stone and has depictions of many different kinds of birds etched into it, up until the handle, which is of itself this like almost like a door handle type knocker pommel. Like it gets quite wide at the bottom, giving the wand the ability to like stand up on its own. If you let go of it, it wants to like right itself, so it's pointing straight up towards the sky.
Fancy. Didn't know if Elias would have something like this.
Well, he is an important individual who is an advisor to a very much more important individual. Such artifacts and magical things could be purchased, so.
I could, Sam, I had, one of my attunement crystals is 8, which I typically have permanently prepped because to keep the +5 max HP up. If I unattuned from it, would the +5 max HP go away?
We'll say for the situation that it's fine. You can swap it out if you would like.
Okay, but we'll say unless specifically authorized by you.
Yeah.
By default.
Because what I don't want is you like swapping, like just being like, I cast Aiden and I immediately swap to my next. Like it just
exactly.
I get it in this moment, but for future reference, yes, I agree with what was said.
Okay. In that case, I think Dafer would take the detect magic crystal.
Yeah.
Because I think he can analyze, like, get the most out of the information he gets from the detect magic.
That is detect magic once per short rest is the crystal you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a detect evil and good crystal, and the wand that as of yet has only been described as helping discover things about stuff it's tapped against.
I have a free attunement slot, so I can take the crystal if needed.
Yeah, the evil and good crystal, which leaves the wand, which you either one of you can take or Axel will take himself. No?
I'll pass on the wand. There is a level of self-confidence that Adhira has in herself, but that may also be slightly misplaced.
No?
Believes in her exoskeleton, which will protect her.
Axel will take the wand. Anyone have anything they want to sort out before we head off?
I'm good.
one last breakfast snack, and then we're good.
Nope, and he grabs you and yanks you along.
No!
Drags you out the
Like
front
David.
door.
Head stretched out towards the kitchen. It was such a good kitchen too.
I know, but we need to get moving. As far as our superiors know, we're not out here for more than one job. Any extra day we take needs to be explained.
How are we explaining this one?
Took longer than it did.
They can't prove nothing.
I'm mostly gonna use the strangeness of the woods to say that our journey back was waylaid. It happened on the way here, why not the way back?
Yeah, makes sense.
I
to
love a
me.
cabin.
I think I'll leave the details like that out of the story, but...
Do we admit that there was something in the cabin?
It might be beneficial if we give at least a warning about people passing through those wood lines. You all made it through, someone else might not.
To be quite and fully honest, I don't think I would have made it through either if Clara had been there to bail my ass out of that problem. Thank you for that, Clara. Like that is a very heartfelt thank you.
What I'm here for.
Axel nods and says, as far as teamwork goes, you guys have come on incredibly since you started. He's like leading you through the streets towards the gate and out towards the main dirt road that leads up into the mountain. As he's talking, he says, we have a rough direction that was given to us through what Caliban had discovered and through what Elias had described. I think we're going to have to leave the, at least, shall we say, beaten path and do some discovery of our own. I am in no means an expert in exploring the wilderness, but if you would like me to take the lead, I can. Otherwise, Uther, you have some experience in higher altitudes. Maybe you would like to assist us in this manner.
I could try, but I'm going to say this would be a little outside of my current skill set.
And we do have Severus to assist. He is flight ready, yes, Clara?
Yeah, he can fly.
Who knows?
I know where north is all the time, and we have a rough idea on where it is on a map to some degree. So navigating this, at least in the rough direction, would be doable. It's just if we hit a wall, that things become problematic.
I'm not worried about getting lost. I'm worried about taking too long to find it. That's my big concern.
Yeah.
And he, takes the lead. You guys are walking through farmlands, heading through dirt roads. You can see people starting to return to the fields. There are people out catching up on work because they've been confined to the walls, worried that the miasmic might, circle round and attack them away from the protection of their of the military and their defenders. The 3T's vehicle is already left by the time you get out. The artillery vehicle seems to have driven off at some point, probably last night. You would, looking at the tracks that have been left and are starting to get walked over, the huge tread marks of those large wheels.
Where on earth are they going?
And back towards the rail lines. You have to take the long way round because there's no way that thing can get through the woodlands, but they'll eventually merge back onto the train and wait for a locomotive to pick up the vehicle.
I think Owen was local militia, right? Or what, local forces, or was he... It's just Gustav that went.
No, he's part of the 3Ts, so he's technically like railway police, as it would be called, but
Okay. So in terms of local militia, this village basically has nothing.
this village has like a guard force, like a medieval style guard force with, crossbows and things like that.
But that seems mostly like it can deal with Ravages, and anything beyond that is basically...
Yeah, 100%. That's why they called for aid the moment there was anything bigger. Is there anything in particular? At the moment, you're still following the dirt path, and you're starting to get up into the mountain. I don't know if anyone wants to do anything particular to help assist with finding this location, or whether you're just trudging behind Axel for now.
Not any skill set for this. I do not. I mean, I can be on the lookout in general. I'm not like the terribly unperceptive person.
Are you making a perception check for like traces of the structure, or are you making a perception check for like potential threats?
I think Dava would be more concerned about potential threats. If there are like ruins about, then he can investigate those. But he's more concerned with getting like an arrow shot at our necks or a gun. A bullet one through our...
You give me a perception check for that, Dave. Anyone else?
1 to 4. 9.
9 on that perception check. Okay.
I think Adhere is just taking in the view, the more natural scenery. As far as she believes, the hardest part of the work is done. So
she's in holiday mode. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so here you're just sort of trailing along as well. Clara, did you want Cerberus to sort of circle above, or are you keeping him close for now? Or?
I'm gonna keep him close for now.
Yeah, you're still pretty
just
early
because
on.
I don't want him to accidentally be looking for more trouble and then find more trouble.
Yeah,
he's
cool.
in the air. I will be keeping a lookout for like any plants or things that seem interesting.
Yeah.
Because we're close to home, so I would like to, to see if there's anything I can take back with me.
Yeah. Either a perception or a nature check. Either one, Clara.
One of those is markedly better than the other.
So, okay. Uther, Caliban, anything from you two? Daphra's keeping an eye out for danger. Adhira is sort of just meandering. Clara seems to be checking out, like, moving to the edge of the road and checking through some of the plant life here.
Gonna be real, there's not much I could do, like...
No, not Caliban's situation.
Outside of combat, aside from just helping other people.
Yeah. Helping...
Oh, go on.
No, Uther.
Could I argue history to try to, like, think back on, like, other ruins, other temples? Like, if I were to build a temple to the goddess where people would go and gaze at the stars, like, what angle on this mountain, blah, 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 like...
Oh, if you wanna roll for that, I think I could help you with that.
Yeah, Caliban, you're also proficient, so Uther, go ahead and do it with advantage.
Okay. Rolls. Advantage.
Natural 20.
/1d4.
Oh, we've got some high rolls. High rolls this week. 27 overall. So, Uther, the giants in Dulukop are known as the Carvers or the Etchers. If I say the Petra to you, it's where, like, they take the rock face that's... Sorry?
You said Petra, and my brain went petroglyph?
No, Petra is like a archaeological site, a location, and basically they took the rock that was there, and rather than like bringing rock and building a house, they carve it in. Yeah, so they subtract from the environment to leave a structure behind. So there are ruins that go all the way from the base to the tip of Dulukop Mountain that are like echelon tiers of giant settlements that are long abandoned. not knowing too much about giants in this side of the world, but knowing a fair bit, you know, being into rune crafting, with giant runes being a sort of like precursor to language and rune crafting in itself, you have like a good understanding of giant culture in of itself. Looking at the mountain as you guys are traveling up it has that cleft in it where there's the split where it goes down in like two different directions, you know, like someone took the mountain and like got a cleaver and like chopped down into it and left a split. There are some like sheer rock faces on that, which are the kind of rock faces that the giants of your homeland would have been very like, oh, this is where we make a settlement. That said, knowing that this astropath might need some view of the stars, being in that cloven valley does sort of limit you, right? You can't see in every direction. You can only see along the axis of where the split is. So your brain's kind of like fighting between these two things, which is like, if they're like the giants from my home, that's where they'd be. But if they're doing this stargazing thing, that doesn't make as much sense. So you're trying to approximate what is the closest position to the cloven space that also allows for a good view of the sky. So on a natural 20, what you get is like a range of areas that start to make sense to you, Uther, but it's like a sort of like a circle near the split. And Clara, on a 21, as you're walking along the pathways, there is a slight glow that catches your attention, and it's on one of the smaller trees, like a little like shrubbery outcropping. But as you look through, there's this. It's almost like a you know, Conquer has the spiky outside on it. It's like about the size of a pear. It's spiky and it's embedded into a tree and giving off a soft blue glow. And that plant obviously catches your attention as you spy it through the gap in some of the foliage here.
Do I have any idea what it is?
You give me a nature check. On a 22, yes. It is a sort of... You know how some vines only grow around trees? And it's almost parasitic in a sense, where it uses another plant for structure. This plant, this fruit, is... It basically comes from one tree and attaches itself to another tree and adds its genetic diversity to that tree, and then that changes the fruits on that tree to match. It has a series of different names. I think in this moment as you're looking at it, give me 1 second.
Cuckoo tree.
No, not quite. Some people call it a binding fruit because the actual insides of it can be used as like, it has paralytic properties as well sometimes. Like on certain animals and people, it has paralytic properties if eaten.
I'm gonna call everyone and let them know that I'm about to very slightly off the path to go pick up some of this.
Yeah, Axel stops and like pulls out a water skin and kind of has a look around as you slip off of the pathway a little. Clara, on a 22, you would know that like it'll prick you, but that itself isn't paralytic. It's the insides that have that effect. So you can pry it off pretty safely if you would wish.
I would wish.
Yeah, you pry it away. You've got a backpack. You've probably got something you can wrap it in, like a tent tarp or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You manage to pry it free, and as you do so, you can see that like some of the spikes that had pushed into the woodwork had begun to grow into these tuber-like roots that were starting to make their way into the tree, and you've pulled it away before it's like properly germinated. That's the word I'm looking for.
Nice.
Alright. You have this fruit.
Wonderful. I will pop it in my backpack next to some of the other random things I've picked up.
Uther, was there anything? Because obviously you and Caliban have just discussed about the split in the mountain and the area that's there. Is there anything the two of you would like to do?
I would actually, I'd like to ask what flavor of giants were in the area. Maybe
Give
that'll
me.
give us some insight.
I think only Axel would have a chance to. Actually, no, Caliban, you would have been. Yeah, you can give me a history check. Caliban.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, are we able to like deduce that from like the surrounding area?
I think this is more like because you had a decent education in Trismere from your parents. I think this is a check for you if you want to make it, Caliban. You can give me a history check.
Another history check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The
Yeah,
only
you were right, Dafer. That one is gonna hurt.
the only thing you remember,
Get a
Caliban,
D4 on that.
you do get a D4, but it is a natural one. The only thing you remember about the giants, as your mother told you, is the giants in this area were some of the first to give in to the grief of the goddess leaving, and they're a little bit lesser known because they sort of like vanished quicker than all the other giants when that happened.
So like, did they like disappear? Did they like travel into the like this world's version of the Undying Lands or something?
No. Many of them
Freeze themselves to death.
many of them like essentially gave up on living, like starved to death. Many of them went off like kind of into the Undying Lands, like just off into solid. You know, like when an animal is sick and it knows it's going to die and it sort of leaves the pack. They very much were kind of like that.
Gotcha.
Died of a broken heart.
Just like Padme.
Yeah. Axel knows that the only thing he says is, the only thing I'm aware of is that the giants obviously built this astropath, this temple. Beyond that, unfortunately, Elias wasn't too forthcoming with details. I assume because he didn't have them.
Well, with what I know on giants, I know where the local giants would have put something, but that doesn't make sense from a we want to see the stars kind of aspect. So
when Caliban relayed what they had learnt from one of the locals, he seemed to point about 2/3 of the way up the mountain. The split is, I mean, it obviously varies depending on how much we want to climb, as it were. But that does seem to line up, at least with how they were pointing. We can get closer and then see what we can do about locating more.
All right. I mean, we can only figure that one out once we're there. So.
No, we'll have to split from the trail proper now. Uther, do you want to take the lead? I can. You can at least guide us in the direction that you were thinking.
Okay, real talk. Uther does not have survival proficiency.
Mm-hmm. You can have help from someone.
Okay. Okay, as long as we're aware.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta roll it.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to be clear. Like, hey,
Do not expect
like,
this.
No.
Luther
see
brand
it like,
anxiety.
see it like this. You are our resident giant expert. You specifically for the giant aspect. For the navigating the locality expertise, you can always recruit somebody else for help.
True, you can point in a direction to someone else if you'd like them to sort of lead the survival check, as it were, Uther. If you want to delegate, you can.
if someone wants to be delegated to, sure. Otherwise, I can roll it and we can just see where the 20 lays.
I can help you if you like. My survival skills pretty stacked.
I think that's a good way of doing it. If we have Clara assist Uther, even though obviously it would be better the other way around, and then Uther, you can take advantage and roll survival for guiding the group with Clara's guidance.
Narratively makes the most sense to me.
And a d4 on top.
1 second, I'm 9. It's
9.
not.
You
it's
guys.
Like a 1.
Yes. You guys cut your way off of the trail. This was always going to be a somewhat difficult journey. Many times you guys come up against some like cliff faces. Obviously with shells and your enhanced strength, sometimes these are things that you can just jump up. Other times it takes some stopping, setting like climbing gear in place, rigging up a rope, and continuing your way up. I think Clara would have a decent amount of experience with rope work, considering how vertical the Heaven's Pillar forests are. Scaling one of those trees is probably in the education plan of most people that live there, I would think, Clara, if that makes sense to me.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. So in that sense, you guys are always fine with the climbing. The problem is, without knowing the local environment and getting a good read on it, it's a lot of stopping and starting and stopping and starting. And as the altitude grows, I'm going to need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw apart from Uther, and Caliban, yours with advantage. Technically, Cerberus is immune to this as well, as he is part bird.
Didn't Caliban already do the high altitude survival?
He did.
Station?
But he still needs to give me a Constitution saving throw. Caliban, you're fine. Uther, you're fine. Dafer, Adhira, and Clara, you're not like fatigued, but you are feeling a little bit. You've got some of that like climber's high, where sometimes you feel a little giddy and like energized, and then other times you feel a little bit of vertigo, but you're not like suffering as it were, as you're heading up into the higher altitudes. Those of you with history proficiencies, please give me a history check. 12 from Caliban. 21 from Uther. Is it just you two, or did Clara have it as well?
I do not have it.
No, okay.
Oh wait, let me add my D4.
History proficiency, I do not have it.
No, okay.
Oh, okay.
So we've got 14 and 23. Caliban and Uther, as you guys are getting further and further up the mountain, Caliban, you eventually spot that there is like an old stone road, like remnants of one of these roads. It doesn't make a lot of sense to you because it literally like starts at a cliff face and then heads to another cliff face. And then as you like look up, it continues at the next tier of the cliff, almost like it was just built in a straight line, with no regard for the actual topography whatsoever, which catches your attention and feels a little odd. And you can see that there are markers next to the road. On a 14 history, you know that these markers are like old Trismerian markers when people were getting around a lot more by wagon and cart, and the markers are done in like days travel by wagon, and the marker stone you can see says that whatever this was heading to, it's 1 day's travel by wagon. There's like one of these, like almost like a milestone type thing. Uther, on a 23, you're beginning to see archways built into some of the mountain work here. There's areas where, much like home, stone has been carved into, and there are like little nooks, almost like shelter spaces. So like if the weather goes bad, there's a place to shelter from intense weather. And you can see them dotted up the mountain, heading roughly in the direction you're going, and roughly in the direction the road's going as well, but it kind of goes circuitous to that. Like, if the road's going in a straight line, the arches spiral up and meet back up with this straight line further up the mountain.
Huh.
So you see two
That
sets
is a
of
little odd.
odd old structures that sort of line up with one another and also sort of don't.
So we're seeing the road, yeah. I just say kind of like looking at the green.
Axel will look at what is like a few carved stones that sort of loosely deposited around. I think it would take Caliban pointing out the mile marker for him to be like, yeah, no, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to like just kind of point out the stones, the markers, and just like there was a road here, and it goes up the mountain. But if you look on the mountain, there are shelter spots that kind of spiral up the mountain, and some of them line up with the road, but some of them are just out there. So,
Any hints on what this could, like, trying to connect, like, living in a mountain environment, this being like an older thing, anything that would give you like an inclination on why they might not be lining up for me? Reasoning.
Give me a survival check, Jafer.
Survival check.
I wonder if the whole thing is just hollowed out, and like the whole mountain is what we're looking for, really.
On a 9, Dayfair, it's the road that really confuses you, Dayfair. Like the fact that it runs straight into like a sheer stone cliff wall. It's possible that the environment has changed since the road was there, but it feels a bit drastic to you. That's the thing that's like, it feels, that's a big change, which obviously leads you to like, I've got no idea what's going on.
I wonder if there's an illusion up.
Axel looks at you and says, what do you mean?
Well, the road's got to go somewhere, but we can't see what it would go to. It's just a wall. So I wonder if it's hidden.
Yeah, I mean the road is new. The road does look newer than these shelter structures, correct?
Yeah, Uther, I think that does ring true to you, what Dave was saying. The carved structures predate the road.
Yeah, the structures were here before the road.
So, if the road does not line up with these structures, then maybe this, like, however old this is, whether it was is newer than the giants or older, well, predates the giants leaving or not. Maybe somebody changed something, the looks of something, and who just can't make it out yet. I trust more in the road than I would in anything else. I'm sure it leads to somewhere.
Axel looks at you, Uther, and says, should we check out the cliff face where the road leads to?
It's as good a start as any.
Nods. It's about 20 minutes from where you are to where you're heading. Closer and closer to the cliff itself. From a distance, it has a lot of texture and facets. As you're getting closer and closer to it, the point where the road heads towards is actually somewhat, as I said before, somewhat sheer and flat. It's on either side of it that it becomes more like this brown stone, more natural looking, less worked stone cliff face. So there is something like already as you're getting closer that immediately seems a little odd about the section that the road leads to. Once you get up to it, is there anything in particular people are looking for?
I think with it in front of her, seeing like the space, at here we'll start looking for like a mechanical way to see maybe if there's like a. It's not an illusion, but if there's like a lever behind a rock, or if you can get your fingers in somewhere, you know, you can feel a seam, that sort of thing.
Give me an investigation check.
I would straight up actually check for illusion.
Give me an investigation check for illusions as well, David.
For markings.
Does my tactical interface interview with it?
Not with this. And
Okay.
Uther, give me an Arcana check for markings. Adhira, running your hand across like some of the stonework, trying to find a way to reach into a gap, find a lever, something to pull, something to turn. You don't find that. What you do find is there are grooves up either side. So like there's the flat section of stone, and then there's two grooves that like run on either side of that. There's nothing for you to reach into or pull, but there's definitely like a delineating line on either side of the road. Dafer, trying to find a patch that you can like put your arm through, you know, like testing along the rock, seems like solid rock all the way along the cliff face itself. On a 24 Uther, you kind of like walking forward, almost like stumble over one of these loose road stones that kind of makes you trip slightly, and as you catch your footing and look down, you see markings not on the cliff wall but on the ground, like in front of the cliff wall itself. There is a combination of both giant language and what appears to be like runic colonies that are carved into the floor, and they seem to be contained within, like, a large, almost like, you know, like a summoning circle would look like? There's, like, a circular runic colony on the ground here. It's a little bit covered up by...
A runic teleportation circle?
On a 24 Arcana, it doesn't look like teleportation, but you do see runes in here for... locomotion, travel. You've seen some of these runes on some of the like trains and vehicles and things like that. You can see that there are markings here for movement.
I'm going to start like marking down some of these in my notes, and I'm going to like start trying to uncover the rest of the circle, basically.
Axel sees you starting to like sweep away rocks and moss and other things, and like goes, I see. and then like reaches down and starts like assisting in unclearing some of the sections. And the group watches as eventually it is revealed that the ground here is a big rectangle with a circle, like with each of the edges of the circle touching either side of this rectangle on the left and right. And it looks like there is a central point all the rune colonies lead towards, where there is like a almost like just a hole in the ground that is about the width of an arm. Almost looks like the hole you would aim for in a golf course.
I'm not sticking my arm in that.
Let's first try to translate a little bit of this rune colony before we actually get an idea on if that'll rip your arm off or just provide a mechanism to trigger something.
I think the pad moves.
I think, Dafer, give me an Arcana check with advantage because Uther was making notes as he was doing stuff, so you've got some stuff for Uther's to work with as well.
26.
26. Looking at it, there's two things going on here. There's this rune colony, and in the middle, there's some sort of very old, like, true magic, like goddess magic. And it seems like the central hole is for offerings, like wealth, gold coins, things like that.
Okay, that's an odd one. So this is offering. Do I spot if those offerings are like used? What their purpose is? Are they used as an energy source? Are they used?
Yeah, in a sense, it's like a source of power, like an energy source, as you put it.
I'll make Calbang power this thing forever.
Okay.
Theoretically.
So, don't stick your hand in that unless you want to lose it. That is for offerings. But not... I don't think it's supposed to be flesh offerings. This looks more like wealth offerings. In some conceptual sense, that seems to power this.
Axel taps his pocket and says, "Do they take card?"
Gold does not contain power in and of itself, so I would assume this is about the concept of wealth that you offer up.
Well, damn. I've got nothing on me.
I mean, is your card empty?
Well, I mean, we regard this as wealth, but it's not. It's just magical energy.
Did we leave the bag of gold on the train?
Yeah.
Before we start giving things away without actually thinking of them, wealth can mean a lot of things, and not all of it is monetary.
Yeah. I mean, I do have this piece of crystal, which would have some monetary value associated with this good power.
I feel like that's the opposite of what I just said.
I mean, Axel looks at you and says, "I'm not sure how we'll offer a friendship to it. It's a home."
Okay, well, try this. Clara's going to take her school journal out of her backpack. She is a meticulous note keeper, so it will be like actually filled in, properly journaled, pictures, doodles, highlighter, all of the above. She's gonna sort of, I guess, kind of fold it so it fits in the space, and just gingerly push it in.
We need that for tests.
You author a wealth of knowledge. Your little book disappears, and all of a sudden, the ground starts to raise up and lift up alongside the cliff face as it raises up towards the next tier. And Axel kind of like wobbles in place and says, "You're gonna need a replacement for that now."
You think I don't have multiple copies of notes?
You terrify
You think
me.
I give
You-
Akira
you
my
terror-
actual school journal whenever
You-
she needs
You
something?
You
don't?
terrify me.
No, of course not. You have like copy number 4.
Why would you copy something you already wrote down?
Number 2.
Why?
Well, okay. First of all, rewriting notes and shortening and condensing them is a very effective study method. So I have all of my actual notes, then I have my bullet journal, then I have the spare in case Cerberus eats something, then I have the one that I give to Adhera because I'm never sure if she's going to give it back, and then I have all the flashcards.
How do you need
I-
to write down that much? Why don't you just, I don't know, remember?
Just instantly recall everything.
Fun.
You know how earlier before session we mentioned like if there were 5 gold coins on a table and they weren't marked, and here wouldn't steal them, but like you add more and more stuff to it, it's like you shouldn't take this, like the chance of her stealing it.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. Somewhere deep in the back of her mind, she resolves to find journal number 1.
This is Adhera's one-eyed man. This is your white whale. This is. Yeah, Axel looks at you and it's just like, you also do a good portion of my paper. Where do you find the time?
Oh, I normally am doing like at least 2 things at once.
Are you okay?
I'm
Yeah,
great.
no, that is scary.
This is enjoyable for me, just like the way that Dafer loves cooking. No offense, but I find cooking incredibly tedious. Much like someone else would probably find all this writing incredibly tedious. I like journaling.
I feel like journaling is different than making 12 copies of school.
I think the funniest thing in this...
Well,
The funniest thing in this situation is you guys are on this, like, geomanced raising platform, and the discussion is about Clara's note-taking. It's like, you guys are like...
It was going to be the platform moving. Like,
Wait.
yeah, I was right.
So we're moving up.
Yeah, you guys are on, like, a flat platform of rock that's, like, an elevator, big enough for 4 or 5 wagons to basically, like, ride up at once, as it eventually reaches the top of the cliff, and you get to the next section of road that seems to continue onwards that you can follow. Clara, actually, as you reach the top of here and you guys are at like the next level of mountain, you look off into the distance and you see something that is a difficult sight to see. You start to see the tops of the trees of Heaven's Pillar, stretching off into the distance, you know, many of them slightly taller than others, but you see this forest of treetops that stretches off into the distance all the way off, and you can kind of see the peaks of like some of the mountains in the distance that you recognize as being like the other side of Heaven's Pillar, like the tallest of the tallest mountains where it's sort of like peaked up, but yeah, you just see this huge, flat, green expanse of treetops that stretches off almost, you know, like off to the horizon and beyond.
so close and yet so far.
But that we can see that from here. I don't know, that... You call that trees. You'd say that's what trees are supposed to be. But coming from the other side of this equation, that's not trees.
He has
I don't know
impressed
whether that's
upon
what
me
trees
multiple
are supposed
times.
to be.
Those are trees.
That's just what these trees look like. My home trees.
Axel
Glad
says...
we have finally slid that modifier onto the conversation.
Axel says, I do know that many of the trees in Heaven's Pillars are supposed to be some of the oldest trees we know of. For all we know, that is the original tree. And shrugs.
Now that we're looking at this, maybe my penchant for writing a million different notes is just because my country doesn't do anything by halves. Even our trees are too much work.
Uther, is your plan to continue, like, you can see that this road leads to maybe, like, 2 more cliff faces, which potentially means 2 more offerings of some form of wealth. Or, like, what are you thinking in terms of, you could try and skirt round and see if the archways, because you're about halfway through this journey now, so the archways are at their furthest point from the main road. But if you go and join them, you could maybe loop back around to, like, a gentler slope. Otherwise, you guys have the road ahead.
I feel like the road's going to end up being the more direct path, but I'm not sure. Like, how far is one of the archway stop points? Out of curiosity.
Right now is the furthest they get from you. It's like a mile off at a perpendicular angle from where you are. And that mile isn't, it's not an easy mile. There's ups and downs involved.
I almost want to split off and go and check one of them, but...
If you get further along, you'll eventually intersect with one because it joins back up with the road, right? If you're worried about...
Okay.
I think this is just infrastructure. Like, the original path was the long winding one because that was the one you could easily scale. But trying to get, like, wagons across that would be a major pain in the ass. So what's the first infrastructure thing you build? You build a direct street with elevators. So this is basically just the direct shorter version. So I think both lead to the same goal. It's just that one does not require us to sacrifice valuable things or things of value, but takes longer to walk.
Axel looks at you, Dave, and says, "Makes sense to me. The problem is, what else do we have to offer? Or what else are we willing to part with? They are not taking my lighter."
Adhira fumbles around into her own bag and pulls out her dog-eared, well-worn, current romance novel. This is all I have. So, yeah, we're not...
They will send us back to the bottom.
How dare you?
I like imagining, like, the spring coming up and just launching you down the mountain. Axel says, maybe it's worth a shot. I mean, it's not too far to the next cliff face. We can always try.
I want to check out one of the rest stops along the way to see if there's anything there.
No, it makes sense to me. We'll check one when we get closer to it, yeah. You guys move forward, eventually getting to the next one. Takes a little bit more time to clear off the platform. At this point, like, it's probably a little bit after midday. The sun is, because you're on a mountain, it's like already starting to get a little bit dark because there's, less time with it arcing overhead. It's sort of disappearing behind some of the peaks to your right hand side at this point as you're like sort of nestled into the mountain itself. Obviously, as you look around behind you, it's still bright daylight. In a bunch of other places, you're just kind of in the shade of the mountain itself. Eventually another platform is revealed that is much like the other. Okay.
Does it have a hole for it?
It does indeed.
I'd hear it sighs reluctantly and then rolls up her book. Well, wasn't gonna get to the end of this anyways, and puts it into the hole.
Atira, your book remains in the hole and nothing changes.
Wow!
Looks like
Wow! looks like the goddess judges this as not valuable.
I don't know if Wealth of Smut is really one of the ones they were thinking about.
I'm not talking a few people anymore. I put forth a wealth of enjoyment. and
I bet you
amusement.
enjoyed it.
Terminus reaches into Atira's pocket, pulls out one of the gold coins that she kept from the bag from earlier and tosses it into the hole, at which point it fizzles away and the platform begins to rise up.
Thank you, buddy. Always got my back.
Just disappears back into the lantern.
But Hinder, can I make a quick check real quick?
Uh-huh.
Who has the most unguarded pockets?
Probably, I don't know if we need to check. Caliban, it probably is rich and doesn't expect to be stolen from. It's probably Caliban, I guess. I don't know whether he would be more observant, though. That's my guess. If it's not Caliban, it's Axel.
Okay. That'll be all.
Aha!
The platform
Look,
can...
I'm not gonna steal from my dad, so
So that was grim. The platform continues to rise up. Those of you with
She's
perception...
taking anyone that'll take her at this point.
he's not my
That's
stepfather. He's the father who stepped up.
Those of you with perception proficiency, please give me a check.
No, I already rolled it.
9, 23, 27, and 14. Dafer and Clara, off in the distance as you're rising up, and you get more into, like, you come back into the sun, and some of the higher places are still in sunlight as well. There is a glint of reflectiveness that catches Clara and Dafer's eyes, and as you look off into the distance, you see a domed structure with some sort of reflective, maybe like a gemstone, or, you know, like a solid block of, like, a disc of silver or something at the top of it that briefly sort of, like, comes into view as the light hits it perfectly, and then it sort of fades out as you get higher still and sort of shift perspectives again. Looks like you are heading towards some kind of structure in the distance.
Okay. We're on the right path, at least. I'm not sure what to expect of that, but at least we know we're on the right side.
I guess. I want to be excited, but I'm just terrified.
Thanks, that's
Terrified
scary.
of?
Lara?
Sorry, what? You both spoke at
Was-
once.
I said giants that's scary, and Uther also said something, and my goldfish memory
I
said
asked
it all.
terrified of and kind of left it hanging.
I don't know, whatever they've built to look at the stars with.
Axel thinks for a moment, says, "It sounds like locals are heading there on a somewhat regular basis, and some of them return." Okay,
Which is
I heard it. Not everyone returns. No, okay.
Okay, so you're aware it's weird then.
Yeah, no, I said it out loud, and it made, there it was.
Made it even weirder.
Yeah. Why only some? To be fair, the only ones we know for sure didn't return are the ones that the locals sort of sent to check up on the location. The ones that feel the calling, no one mentioned anything about them going missing.
Quickly, one of us needs to start feeling the calling.
Yeah, any of you feeling an inexplicable desire to continue?
Feeling an inexplicable desire to go home.
Do any of us?
I mean, to be
Atira, checking your own feelings now.
to be quite honest, I had the inexplicable feeling of absolutely leaving this university and go back a couple times, but
Really
nothing
fair.
pulling me here.
It's a pretty hard road to this place, you know, relatively speaking. I mean,
Yeah, I got the one
I don't
going,
think
yeah.
nothing's gonna stop us, but
You guys reach the top of this ascension point, and the road continues ahead of you. Uther, you can see that there is an archway, maybe a 10-minute walk to the right-hand side of the road that you're following. So, like, it's sort of near the next ascension point, and it looks like it curves up and continues, you know, like a longer, smoother slope to the right-hand side. If you wanted to divert people here towards it, you could to check it out. Otherwise, you know, there's the road, and maybe you'll find another one ahead.
I would like to go check that one out. If the others want to keep walking, I'll catch up, or they can come with, just however they want to do it.
If you go, at least one of us should go with you. I'm fine with coming with, but particularly given that people go missing here, nobody should go alone.
We all have our unique knowledge sets. It's probably best if we're going to investigate something that we're all there.
Makes sense to me.
We're in no real rush. It looks like we'll reach the peak by nightfall.
I think we made some good time with those elevators.
I think so too.
Oh yeah, walking up would have been a disaster.
You guys, you know, walk the road a little bit and then diverge off of it. It's a little bit harder going through, you know, more rough, rocky terrain. The plant life here is somewhat hardy. You see a few mountain goats on occasion that are up and down the mountain, and there's some sparse bush-like shrubbery that they're chewing on. Getting closer to the archway, now that you're near it, you get the sense of scale of these things. Maybe 30 foot from, like, the bottom to the peak of the arch, and then another 15 feet wide. It is a big indentation that sort of lost meaning with the scale of the mountain from a distance. There are runes in the giant language that go up and around the outside of the archway. And then inside the arches, there are, like, stone benches at a normal human height carved into the sides, almost like, and here you go, small people. Here's a place to sit. Like, on either side. And it looks like it goes deeper in, like, the archway recession goes deeper into the mountain than you first would think from a distance, to the point where, like, eventually it disappears into shadow. You can't see the back wall of this carved in place from the outside as you're looking at it.
Huh. Alright, so what do the runes along the outside have to say?
Just double checking, but you do speak giant, yeah, Uther?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The runes along the outside, basically some standard greetings, some, like, please take rest and shelter here, and there is one line at the very top of the archway that says, "Destinies are written in stars, but they are achieved through sweat and blood."
I'm going to say that one aloud and kind of just, like, write it down along my notes.
Oh, someone should tell Empress.
Yes. She says, like, there's a little regret about saying that now, but
Axel takes a couple of steps in, like, eyes squinting against the darkness. He's like, I wonder how deep this thing goes. As his voice echoes down into the archway, like the recession. Huh.
About that.
They're like a. They're like a stone. Wait. If it echoes, that means that thing goes likely further than I can throw a stone.
Yeah, big hollow, like nothing for the sound to be absorbed by, so it's like a big empty space.
No.
Did we bring any rope?
Yeah, we have climbing gear and things like that.
One second, for my imagination. When you say carved in, do you mean it goes like horizontally deeper into the mountain, or is there like some vertical aspect to it?
Looking at it, it looks like it just goes horizontally deeper, so like just continues forward into the mountain.
Okay.
Do you think it's
Up here.
Oh,
do you think it's worth heading forward as a group, or? I mean, we're not exactly here to explore whatever these are, and we know the structures ahead.
Yeah, we know there's dangers waiting for us. It's a matter of if this could be worth it or not. I'm not too sure. I don't want to trigger this and like point to the magic detection crystal here when we likely want to use that inside the actual structure itself.
Anyone got a light?
I will
Sure
pull
does.
my glowing dagger.
I don't want to throw it that deeper in, just in case it falls down a hole or something. It's somewhat precious to you, I believe, yes?
Not in particular. It's just a knife. I will like start digging for a rope, and I'll tie a rope around the knife and give it a spin and a fling.
Give me a athletics check.
You want my support?
I would need your support.
Yeah, you can have advantage. Yeah.
Uther is not mechanically strong.
If you there, you can do a lot with technique.
You got D4 on top of that as well. Uh, 18. Like spinning the rope around, letting go, it slips off into the dark, and eventually, like at the end of the rope's length, so like another 80 feet or so into the dark, it clunks against something, slips down, and then the dagger itself like falls through a loop or a hoop because the rope then catches on it and it dangles there. And in the light of the dagger, as you look, it's just like darkness, 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 and then a stone female face, about the size of a normal human, basically, off in the distance. It's just a stone female face with eyes that are glinting in the light of the dagger, reflecting like whatever the material on the top of the structure was. As the dagger swings left and right, you get the flash, like a cat's eyes in the dark, flashing up every time the dagger swings past the face.
Mildly horrifying.
At least it's only mildly.
Statue of some sort. Carving, maybe.
Curious enough to go in now?
Pull the dagger back across the ground just in case there's a cavernous void beneath that we didn't see.
Mm-hmm. And I'll just start reeling it in.
Yeah, there's no ominous endless void or drop or like pit or anything like that. You drag it back towards you, it seems to be fine.
Alright.
If only
let's
the
see
Cerberus
what
was a little bigger, we could fly down.
You all want to head in?
Yep.
Yes. However, I would like to note that if Cerberus ever becomes big enough that we can fly him, that will actually like be pretty painful for your food expenses.
I mean, I have enough money. I don't spend it on much.
That's fair. I just never thought that one of us would end up paying, I don't know, dozens of gold a week just to keep a pet fed.
At least Cerberus doesn't have 3 stomachs, just 3 mouths. That's the one saving grace here, I think. Like that's.
Yeah. However, if that stomach is large enough for all
Yes.
3 of them combined, that does not save the situation.
Cerberus eating an entire cow by himself every day. You descend, you walk deeper, using the light of the dagger. You eventually see that the back wall of this archway, once you reach it, is just nothing but carved depictions of angels, their wings at the point where they join stone, and their hands out in front of them as if, like, catching rainwater or holding their hands out for offerings or something like that. And it's hundreds because they're, normal human size, but they span the entire 15 feet wide, 30 foot tall back wall. All of them have eyes that appear to be made of clear glass. And when you look through the glass deeper inside, there are names written in giant in the back, in the back of the skull. Like the actual statue itself has a anatomically correct skull that you can see inside of, and there is the name etched into the back of the stonework of each of these.
Is it the name of the statue, the name of an angel, or a maker's mark?
Give me a history check, Uther.
We didn't have that yet.
There are different names in each of the skulls, and there's some of them you recognize as angel names, which kind of is maybe they're probably all names of angels as you're looking through the eyes of each. And to actually see, you have to get real close, right? Because you have to put your forehead up against each of these angels to look through the eyes into its skull to read it as well. You're face to face reading them through the eyes of the angels.
Well, that's an interesting way to do that, I guess. Why on the inside of the skull, though?
I mean, you tell me. You're our giant expert.
Axel shakes his head and says, "I don't know. I know the giants were the most devout of all the goddess's creations. But the fact it's inside their heads means nothing to me."
Would there be any, giants are very runically inclined. Would there be any runic significance or any significance to any art, craftsmanship or art related to runes? Like from that craftsmanship perspective, would that make any sense to me trying to empathize with a giant through that way?
I think, Dafer, in some sense, you're maker's marks are usually well hidden in a sense, because you don't you want people to know you made it, but in a lot of creators are still but the object is the point. That said, these are names of angels, which means that it's not a maker's mark.
For remembrance.
So yeah, you're kind of looking at it and you're it seems ritualistic, if anything, to you, Dafer. That's sort of where you're.
Is there a scene on the statue, out of curiosity?
None, no.
So they.
Dafer,
Oh, no, I was just... If the head's hollow and the... That means they've stuck something in through an eye hole, engraved it, and then put an eye in it. Just...
Yeah. They would have had to carve into the eye and then work through those tiny little openings to carve out the rest of the inside and then etch the name into the back before sealing it with the glass eye lenses. You're right.
That's some serious shit.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, okay, the easier way would be to just carve it and then
Yeah.
stick it together, but that's
Well, it
showing off.
sort of makes a lot of sense, because the goddess was all about creation and creating new things, workmanship, craftsmanship, so...
Well,
Something of what
Okay.
Adhira says does ring some truth of, like, maybe the point is that it is difficult. That's the...
I'll need to look up some of the names when we get back. I don't think we can get much further here just like this. David would try to recall, like, burn into his memory. There is a saying for that, but I can't summon it right now. Put to memory, like, most of the names here for later looking up to see if there's some, like, to make some kind of connection.
Okay. Yeah. You memorize some names from the resting archway. Axel says, "This is all interesting, but I don't think it's assisting us."
Maybe not. But it's neat.
Neat it is.
Maybe it's just a memorial of some kind of battle of significance in some sense. I'll find it out.
This could also be one of those things where it's sort of a pilgrim's path. This is some place where you stop and you observe the names of angels. A rite of passage sort of thing.
Makes sense to me.
Hey, let's try and get to where we're going before nightfall. I'd rather have shelter before anything untoward happens.
Not gonna sleep in the nook with the angels.
I'm going to say no for now.
I know it's creepy, but it is a nook. It's safer than some other places.
If we have to, we'll use it for shelter, but maybe we don't have to. As he, like, turns his back on those statues and, like, looks over his shoulder at them, like, and then starts walking out.
As we turn around, we hear the grinding of stone.
Heading towards the final lift area, does anyone have something to offer?
Now, out of character, could you imagine if this is how I get rid of Terminus? I just put the vessel in there and he fades away. I'm like, ah!
I don't know if he'd be more upset that he fades away or that he doesn't.
Think.
Pick me up and put me back in. Maybe you didn't read it right.
David could throw away the magic missile crystal that he still has from, like, way back when.
You have a magic missile crystal?
I think we all had at one point. I just noted mine down and he never gave it away. I have it marked down as magic missile wand, but
I do not remember getting one of those.
We had them
it
during.
was a single-use one.
Yeah, I think it was to do with one of the attacks from the last set of missions. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
It was the caldera, the deep underground.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Sammy, don't you take notes?
That's a long time ago.
I don't think I got one. I swear to God.
Axel stops for a moment and looks at that handkerchief that he got from the old man and thinks, and then puts it into the hole and watches it disappear as the stone starts to rise up.
His daughter made that.
I'm not sure I deserved it in the first place, so.
I need to get you some therapy.
Yeah.
Lisa's good at what she does.
It implies you think I'm not talking to people. I promise you I am. The
Clara squints at him but says nothing.
platform continues to rise up. Now even higher above the treetops, but getting to the point where, like, you need to get kind of close to an edge to look down at things. As you've come quite far up a pretty tall mountain. You can see the peaks of, like, other mountains around you. This is one of the biggest ones in the area, but I guess in some sense, if you were going to build some star observatory, that makes sense.
Not to be the kid that asked the teacher at the end of the school day about, like, what about homework? How about air? How are we doing with air?
It's thinner and thinner. It is another Constitution save. You are correct. So I think Uther and Uther and Caliban are fine. Cerberus is fine. Everyone else would need to make a save. Dafer and Clara. Clara, you're right on the edge. You're like, you can feel how it could be bad, but you are okay. Adhira, you do take 1 point of fatigue at this point, as it has gotten to the point where, like, you're starting to feel lightheaded fairly commonly at this point. Like, it's somewhat consistent. Uther, I think you'd be able to spot that in Adhira as well, where, like, she's a little shaky on her feet when normally she's, like, very sure-footed, right, Uther? Like, Adhira knows how her body moves.
Would the rebreathers that we had on the caving mission help at all?
If you still have it on you, yeah, you could give it to Adhira and it would help.
I assume that the Uther would keep
If
it
you,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. I agree
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna-
Uther seems like that kind of person to be like, who knows when you're going to need to go underwater?
So I'm just gonna slide back into group order to, like, get next to her, and I'm just gonna slide that over to her.
Adhira, go ahead and remove that fatigue point. And, like, you don't have to breathe from it constantly, but every time you feel lightheaded, you can just, like, put it up and, like, take a more consolidated breath of air, as it were.
Thank you. Uther, we Lamshi are made from the earth. We do not belong up in high places.
Yeah, well, don't pass out on us.
At this point, the sun has slipped down behind some mountains off to the side. There's still light, but it is sort of like dusk at this point. The road itself has become more consistent. It's actually sort of maintained, and you can see that it now leads into what appears to be like a decorative garden. There are archways that are a little bit overgrown with moss and vine. There are old water features, fountains that are stagnant now, and there's algae colonies growing in them. There are more of these angel statues, although they don't have the glass eyes. Instead, they're like holding large pottery vases that looks like at some point water must have like flowed up and out of the pot and into the water fountains, into these water features. But now they've kind of like clogged up with gunk and algae, and there's a real smell of like nature and like a little bit of that decay-y smell, like autumn leaves that have fallen and gotten a little wet. There's that it's like a heady, earthy smell to everything. And beyond...
Terminus, I guess, is popping out of his vessel.
Yeah, Terminus is, like, taking a look at everything, like swiveling around, like, taking a look. Beyond all that is now the outline of a structure that isn't as easy to see. You can tell that it's tall with a dome ceiling. There's no glint anymore because there's no light hitting it properly. But you can see that it's like... It's more than just like a tower. It's almost like a complex of buildings, or maybe like a building with wings to it that spread out on either side. And you do see some faint lit lights, flickering orange candles or torchlights that are in windows on certain walls, revealing that the stonework is painted and colorful. There is the building ahead, and there's also the signs of occupation.
Alright.
Well, can't say I'm surprised.
Okay, next question. Are they accepting visitors?
Let's sure hope they do. I mean, they do accept some of their people that feel this calling. So, potentially. The question we should ask ourselves is if, or rather when we encounter them, how do we want to approach them? Just as gifts? And if they deny us, do we just force our way in?
Oh, surely we don't force our way in.
Axel shakes his head and says, I think Elias thought it would be abandoned. If it turns out that these artifacts are important to them, or they require them in some way, whatever it is here, then they're theirs. I would like to look around, but if they're not hostile, I'd like to avoid us becoming hostile.
And what of the scenario that there is an artifact that they don't know about, and we find it?
We should converse with them. There is every chance that there can be some form of deal that is made. I'm sure that they're people. They'll be reasonable. There must be something they need up here.
Yeah, fair.
Axel continues forward, crossing over like a little bridge that has a stream that's all dried up underneath it and filled with more of this algae and little bits of rubble. You walk past mosaics that have been like splintered from beneath, and trees have pushed their way up through the stonework as nature has begun to break through potentially millennia old structures here, and tree roots are like dangling over the edges of these little trenches down into the scummy water. And you keep moving forward, the structure getting ever larger as you approach, where again this sense of distance and size is all put out of whack by the mountain. It is getting darker and darker as, the sun has hit the edge, and it's at that point where when the sun's going down, it suddenly seems to accelerate, as if all of a sudden darkness grows quicker. Are any of you putting on a light of any description, or would you like to continue approaching under the cover of darkness?
I don't have any form of light on me.
I think Uther is the only one that has.
Guess it's a question for Uther in this moment.
Do we have a reason to be sneaky?
Nope.
Then
I
yeah,
don't think so.
I'll just have the light up.
Letting you move forward towards the front. I would like to know the order in which you walk. Uther is at the head of the group. How would you distribute yourself? There's a pretty wide walkway, so you guys could walk side by side if you wanted to. How?
I'm behind Caliban.
You're behind Caliban.
I think I'm up there with Uther.
I would
So-
assume I'm somewhere towards the back.
So we've got Uther and Dafer at the front, and Clara somewhere near the back. Caliban, where do you want to be?
We have the lineup. What's the lineup order again?
So far, it's Dafer and Uther in the front. Atira's going to be behind you, and Clara's going to be at the back. So you could, like, either be at the front with Dafer and Uther, or, like, in the middle of the pack.
I think I'll choose in the middle. Mostly because, like, I know Caliban is, like, is more a front and center guy, but he also has the gun, so he's definitely an in-between.
I think Axel would probably instinctively gravitate towards the middle because that's the closest to, like, everyone he can be in terms of if something goes bad. Caliban, give me an insight check.
Alright. Bet.
And you got
1d4?
D4 on top as well, yeah.
Alright.
There's a certain static to the air, Caliban. A taste, almost. It's unfamiliar, and yet it's not unpleasant. It's almost like, you know, like ozone when lightning hits has that sort of like, yeah, it's like an ozony smell or taste. It's akin to that, but it's sweeter. It's almost like honeyed lightning, like a static that is just in the air around you as you're walking forward. No one else seems to be reacting to anything, though, as you're walking forward. Like, no one else seems to be commenting on this, Caliban.
Just sort of shifts uncomfortably. Something doesn't feel right.
Hmm? What do you mean?
You don't feel that?
Feel
Feel
what?
what?
Sort of looks around. It's like static.
Static? Like, Dafer first looks at, like, his body hair and see if that is, like a static, drawing out or standing up, or in some sense.
Dafer, you look down at your arms, and apart from, like, the oncoming chill, which is giving you sort of goosebumps, you know, as the sun's coming down, you're high up, the wind is here. There's no real sense of this, like, no static that makes your hair stand on end. Uther, give me a perception check.
Clicked it. Where did it go?
1d4. 1d4.
Curse this dog.
Oh, it's already.
I can only type so fast.
Right, faster. Right,
18.
I'll flog you.
You have seen many statues of angels today. You're passing between two of them, holding the bowl. Ahead of you are yet two more statues. On an 18, you notice that unlike every other statue which has been in a placated sort of position, carrying bowls or otherwise being like asking for offering or praying, these two carry blades. And as you see that, they move. I am going to need...
Oh, no.
Well, do your thing, Dafer.
you to roll.
Oh, if I trigger overload here, I do not have it for any encounter in my face inside.
Oh, I meant do siege damage. These are statues.
I will need you to roll for initiative.
I feel like this might actually... encounter I burned my overload for.
I had to do a double take 'cause for a second I thought these were DMC4 angels. I was like, wait, no,
Okay.
that's copyright.
Let's see. There we go. Let me just roll.
What the hell, people? I crit and I'm still almost last in the party.
Be fast. LOL.
Jesus, that's
Type
true.
faster.
3 people in front.
Hinder,
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a snarky asshole here, but you sure are rolling a lot of initiatives for 2 statues.
I rolled Axel's as well.
1, 2.
That still leaves you with 3 initiatives you rolled.
Oh, it probably double rolled one of them?
You could be lying to us.
I could be lying to you. I am.
Lying to us.
That does.
I'm incredibly capable of lying. I will admit that. Uther, seeing this movement with the warning of Caliban's strange sort of reaction, you have the initiative. They ready their blades and they begin to approach.
I'm going to use my bonus action for the copy. It'll be about here. I am just going to ready an action to counterattack if I need to, and I'm going to ask if anyone knows anything about angels, because not exactly my forte.
Oh boy. Is this where my rolls come in?
Maybe.
Uther, that's the end of your turn?
Yep. Holding an attack if I need it, and make it a close.
They will legendary action coordinate. They are going to sort of flying, sort of using their wings to jump. They will move 30 feet, enclosing in unison, sort of like perfectly mirrored to one another, their motions. Clara, they advance sort of menacingly, very rapidly.
I'm going to assume that we're just supposed to kill them. Is that what we're doing?
Axel's definitely raised his weapon at present, but yeah.
Okay, then let's take some time. I will steady aim as a bonus action. I do have range on either of them, so let's go. The one on the right, I guess.
Uh-huh.
It's the bow. 10.
10. As the arrow gets close, the wings close, and then it, like, buffets and sends the arrow flying. Misses.
Well, good try. That's me.
Okay. And staying where you are as well, Clara. Happy at the back there.
Yes, please.
Atira.
Acting as if not quite on the uptake, she's going to like keep walking forward, bump into the back of Caliban, and I would like to make a sleight of hand check.
Give me a slight.
Don't you fucking dare!
Actually incredible.
Not
Oh
you,
god!
You... You motherfucker.
Caliban, what do you have on you? I know obviously you'd have like a bag of sweets for sure. Is there anything else that Caliban would have in their pockets? Because there's no way your passive perception is beating a 32.
I swear to God.
The enemies abound.
I have my dagger. I have my sword.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have the sweets.
Yeah.
I'm taking the sweets.
Okay, you pull a bag of like hard-boiled sweets from Caliban's pocket and pocket them.
And I am moving, whoop, whoop, sort of like, kind of using my back and rolling over the side of the sledge. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, landing.
If those angels don't kill
5,
you, I am.
6, 7, 8. Let me just double check my thing. What my movement is. 50. 9. And I'm gonna go ahead and use another point of movement to get like behind this statue, and I'm just kind of watching them.
Okay. Taking cover behind the statue?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your turn, they're going to Legend Direction Coordinate. Both of them launch bolts of Radiant Flame that arc around the statues. I need 2 Dexterity saving throws, please, Atira.
God. Consequences of my actions. 6. 25.
You take 2d8 radiant damage. You take just 2 points damage as the statue, like, you manage to, like, duck and the 2 sides whirl past. You get just grazed by the one spell that launched towards you.
Unearthly essence that I steal from things is diminished slightly, but I am still full health.
Dafer, over to you.
I would like, before I take my turn, I would like to clear up the most important question. Atira took Caliban's sweets. Are the sweets melted now?
No, this divine flame affects only living beings.
Caliban, your sweets are safe.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
What do you do to my sweets, Dafer?
No, Sam, the tactical interface, was that a bonus action to trigger, or was that
Bonus
a
action,
free
yeah.
action? Okay. I don't think they're gonna... Okay, I would like to spend, instead of triggering Overload, I would like to spend my bonus action to analyze weakness at one of the angels.
Yeah, I think it's an investigation check against its deception check.
Yes, which I believe I get with advantage.
Yes, you do.
Because of the tactical interface? Okay.
I rolled a...
Can't lie.
I rolled a 14. You
Please.
rolled higher. Looking at them, they are sort of like stone statues that are in the form of angels. There's some divine radiance coming off of them, Dayfair, but there's also like maybe like a central tombstone where the stomach is. There's like a grave marker embedded into the belly of it, and that itself seems to be like a vulnerable spot. To your eye, like anything good against structure, so things like thunder damage or indeed siege damage would be useful against that central point on them.
Angels, they may look like they're still statues. Target the central core part. That's the grave marker. That's the weak point. And think of, like, if you have thunder, get it out. As shouting that, Dafer will march forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and try to go for some attacks. These ones not reckless because that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker if they hit me. That is the main attack. That is not overload. That is siege with the gauntlet. So I basically, I don't know. Do I reach like their stomach? Like what? How I'm 6 feet. How much taller than the others?
They're like a little taller than you, Dayfer. The wingspan is mostly what's huge about them. The wings like spread out quite some distance.
Check. In that case, I like have my arm like to the side and just try to drive that into their stomach.
Yeah.
With like the reach spiked out. That's an 8 that misses.
8 misses as they bring up the big kite shield type defensive armor that they have and block.
Screw that. Okay, now I need to go into reckless. Seeing them so effortlessly dispatch me in my attack, or buff it off my attack. I tried this again recklessly. This is an 18.
18 hits. As a reaction, they use their shields to boost their wings to like basically boost their AC. They bring it in front and block your attack, deflecting your fist to one side.
Okay, and okay, seeing me, yeah, okay, no, that is my turn.
And your turn there, Dave.
Actually, I'm gonna move like this.
Okay.
Because I have a bad feeling about how this is gonna end.
Caliban. One thing you notice immediately, the weapons that these statues are holding are not normal weapons. They are angel forged blades, the kind of things that destroy souls when they kill someone.
Oh shit.
Oh.
I have to be extra cautious then. But with that in mind, approach anyway.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna shoot this one.
Yeah. No reaction to boost its AC, that hits. 12 damage. He like chips a section of stone out of its shoulder.
Hinder?
Sorry, 15 just misses. Manages to raise its shield this time.
What can I do? Is my radiant effect short rest or long rest?
It's proficiency times per long rest, I believe. And I think you've used it twice, so you've probably got one more.
Okay. I guess I'll do it now, because I'm sure these things are radiant, and radiant effect, the thing that you gave me gives me resistance against radiant damage.
Gotcha. Yeah, Caliban. Golden wings spring from your back. The statue you just shot turns from paying attention to you to only paying attention to Dayfer.
Wait! Wow, okay.
End your turn there.
I guess.
Severus.
Right, let's get going. I guess he's just gonna dash and catch up with Daver.
Dashing all the way there, manages to get next to him. I suppose that's the end. Yeah, that's his action. No other.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be it.
This angel statue is going to move 30 foot straight down this way towards Uther.
Oh, that's a problem.
You are 5 foot too far for a melee attack. The wings expand and all the feathers like bristle outwards to reveal that there is light behind each of these immaculately carved stone feathers. And as the light begins to peek out from behind the stonework, it grows in intensity. Hit a Constitution saving throw, please, Uther.
Ah! Well, nice knowing everyone.
You make the save, so you take half damage. You take oh god, brain's bad. 9 damage. 9 points of radiant damage, Uther.
I love how I changed the numbers on this token, and they changed themselves back.
That is its turn. It is Axel's turn. I think he's just gonna pick the closest one to him and intersect and attack. Staff attack 1, 25. 16 would hit, but it will use its reaction to block. 15 points of damage. Woof, slams it into the central weak point. Oh, it didn't record the 2 different angels on 2 different numbers.
Well, I thought that was intentional. I thought they were like
Yeah.
enacting.
No, they do have some unison abilities, but not quite same
Okay.
Look at
initiative.
this big old dumb boy.
Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna. I think. Give me 1
It
second.
was 4, is what you rolled on the other one.
4.
Yes.
Okay, then it actually just worked out fine anyway, by the looks of it. Let's change that to 4. And then let's get back to Axel. He has hit it. That's about all he can do.
Hinder,
Yes.
I did state I had been holding an action in case I needed to retaliate.
Oh shit, you're right, and you have a reach weapon. I didn't think about bringing it up because blah blah blah.
No,
Yeah,
that's
hit.
fine. It turn shifted quick.
Go ahead.
That's fine. I think this would have been before Axel got here, so I won't roll for sneak.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree.
Elemental weapon was gone yesterday. Bonk.
16 just hits. Oh no, elemental weapon shouldn't be there. 15 just misses, I'm afraid. Literally
I
just off.
toggled it off.
Yeah. As your blade comes
Oh,
in,
there was another one.
yeah, as your blade comes in, the angel saber clashes with your mother's blade, and the 2 spark against each other.
Actually, Hinder,
Oh,
that's at advantage. I forgot.
it's the first attack. Yeah,
First
go
I
ahead.
pulled-
They spark against each other, and then the weight of your blade perseveres, pushes through. Yeah, hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. Scratches across the stonework, leaving a gouge in it.
Now it's the angel's turn.
Now it's the one at the top. It is going to swing at Dafer. Why is that? Oh, I see what's happened. The 2 hit in the damage fields are swapped. Give me 1 second. Natural 20, Dafer.
It is not a crit.
You are right. So you don't take double damage. So you take 10 points of radiant damage, and then it attacks again. 20 hits as well.
27 indeed does hit.
That's 20 points of damage as you get hit with a divinely forged, 6-foot-long saber that impacts into you and seems to, take energy directly from your barrier and just, it's less the impact and weight and cutting power of the blade and just the pure nature of the weapon that damages you.
Okay, so basically this is neither slashing, nor bludgeoning, nor piercing.
No, it
just
is
damage.
it's pure radiant damage. Uther.
First things first, let's move the clone out of Caliban. And I'm gonna attack at this angel again.
Natural one unfortunately misses as its blade is focused on you parrying your strike.
That'll
Clara.
Oh boy. Okay, so Barrett's up there. I'm gonna switch targets to the one on the left and repeat the exact same thing I did last time and just hope it goes better. Yeah, 16.
16 on the one in front of Axel, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, that hits.
Lovely. I'm gonna do piercing damage with it because radiant seems like a bad idea.
Fair.
Check the boxes. That's right. So 34.
34 points of damage comes like slamming through, puts a big hole in one of its wings as a section of it starts to like fall away. Seems to be purely a construct, Clara. There's like no blood or anything like that. It's just like a big statue type creature.
That makes me more comforted, actually, I think.
Yeah. Anything else from Clara?
No, that's it.
End of your turn, they're going to use a legendary action to both make a melee strike in unison. Dafer and Axel being the targets.
Is my disadvantage.
Dafer 17 and Axel 17 both hit. 11 and 11 both taking 11 points of damage. Atira.
Atira is going to pop over, drop down. I'm going to throw my Scythe Thirst as I near it.
Mm-hmm.
22.
Hits. 8 points of damage. Acid just seems to, no more damage to it. Nothing extra, nothing less.
Run up. I'm going to swing my scythe around in the melee.
Yep. 18 hits.
7.
You watch as it drops to one knee, and it seems to suddenly encase itself in divine light. And Atira, what you see up close now is the core of this angel statue is an angelarium that you saw very briefly before you left. A marker of a resting place of an angel that seems to have been placed in the center of this statue. And you watch as it puts itself inside a barrier, and it's almost like watching time running in reverse as the cracks and injuries, the like stonework that's discarded from Clara's attack starts to zip back into the wing. It is repairing itself inside of some sort of barrier.
The bright core is behind the barrier.
Yeah, it's inside the barrier.
I was going to see if I could try to make an unarmed strike and steal its essence.
You'd have to strike at the barrier itself, Atira, but obviously you've got this arm. Perhaps it could be used in some way, but there's no guarantee.
Alright, gonna try anyway, because I'm a stubborn girl from the streets.
Go for it.
11 miss.
11. Your like the necrotic energy reaches your hand, and as it impacts into the barrier, there's like the two opposite forces, and you can feel the barrier bend under your fist. But all of a sudden, there's a reinforced glow from the angelarium, and you're stuck in like a real Dragon Ball Z like clash moment where the two energies are hitting each other, and your arm suddenly, you feel like you give in first because you can feel pain as your arm buckles and you pull away.
She will run 5 under the tree. out of its area of control.
I apologize, but I need to be right back. I can hear you, but I can't speak, and we'll keep going in a sec.
That'll be my turn.
So, we probably should have ended up the spiral path and probably had to like pay a toll to the spiral path and so off or some shit is probably what the quote unquote correct route is, I guess.
I wonder if I
Then
keep
the
moving
road-
past them, if that'll do something.
Then the road would have made no sense. I'm not convinced that it
The road's the easy path. The winding path would be the hard path.
I don't think they would make the bother just to trap you like that. Yeah. This was a living place.
I would say that back when there was actual people here, this probably was not the gotcha moment it is now. But now, since we took the easy path, we're being tested in another way. Is how I'm looking at it. Unless there's something we're missing from this encounter space that we could use to quote-unquote turn off the statues. Oh, no, that's
Maybe
just...
Caliban just needs to get his wings out.
I am...
Yeah, these are your people.
That was Atira's turn. No legendary actions because they cannot act in concert. So, Dafer.
Well, Dafer, he's about to die. Okay, so I've noticed, like, weaving and dodging and looking behind me, that there is a central area and that is a critical path. Can I identify roughly where that is on my angel and try to break away whatever encasing that has?
So it's not encased. The Angelarium is out. Like, that's the weak point that you saw, Dafer. It's the stomach area. What's happened is, like, the angel's dropped to its knees, the other one, and it's, like, encased in a energy field, like a force field of radiant light, so it's not something you can break away.
Each damage strike that Angelarium in that case.
Yes. Yeah, straight.
Specifically in order to break it apart. So that's the 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Given this is siege damage, does this turn my hit into a crit?
It's not a crit, but it does stagger. Who do you want to hand a teamwork point to?
Okay, I would like to hand a teamwork point to myself, I think.
Yeah.
For the follow-up attack. The other, like, my angel is still in Clara's range, right? 1,
Yes.
3, 4.
Oh.
I would like to also use this opportunity to dump an Embarrass Smite into that one.
Yeah.
14 lightning damage.
Yep, 14 lightning damage goes through. Sparks across the surface, leaving weird, like, burn marks across stone.
And second attack. That's also main hand. That is not an overload. Siege Gauntlet. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, unfortunately misses.
That would have been, however, where I call in teamwork attack with Clara.
Yeah, Clara.
Give her an opening.
Dafer maneuvers the angel to give you a line on the Angelarium. Oh.
Oh, well, take my chances.
Unfortunately, the angel suddenly brings up this defensive position after being hit with the siege weapon and reflects off of the shield. Dafer, is that your turn?
I still have my bonus action, which I'm going to utilize. Not overload, that is... I'm gonna give it a lightning boost kick. 22...
22 hits.
The Angelarium. Yeah, does focusing this damage on the Angelarium do anything?
Not in a mechanical sense. In terms of the narrative, yes, absolutely it is. You're focusing your strikes on the one point that seems to actually be damageable.
It's just like I'm trying to figure out how to stop the healing process, and I'm not coming up with anything.
Dafer, you find yourself at a blank. Like you're glancing over your shoulder at this system on the other side, and it almost seems like it's like a perfectly designed guardian right now that you're looking at, Dafer. You just can't seem to, at the moment, think of anything.
Okay, like I'm... Okay. End of my turn, then ready to die.
Caliban.
I'm gonna zip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna attack this one.
Yeah. 19 hits. 5 damage, doesn't even turn to try and block you as your sword pierces into it. Natural 20 certainly hits. Yeah, so 13 points of damage, I think, correct? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Also,
like to
forgot.
spend the Varus reaction to add some extra fire.
And these are, I'm assuming these are immune to.
They are immune to radiant, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think.
It shouldn't be a 1. Roach still has his critical damage set's rolling a dice instead of a flat 8.
You're right, but the first bit was a flat 8, so I'm like... I do get what you're saying, but I think it was an 8 and a 1, if you get me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so the Chimeric Essence goes off, and that's doubled, right, because it was a crit.
Oh, what is it? D6?
Yeah.
D6.
Should be 2d6.
Wow.
12. Nice. As Severus's energy transfers to the blade of Caliban and it embeds and burns, this thing looks like it's about ready to go into its like repair protocol. It's like barely holding together, Caliban.
So, can I try to make an observation of why it's ignoring me? Is it just like because of the angelic essence?
Give me a history check.
Yeah.
22. At the point you shot it, it was responding to you. It would like it tried to block your bullets. It did all that stuff. The moment those wings sprang out of your back, it's like you flew up to it and you like literally like put your blade in front of its weak point and drove it in, and it did nothing to try and stop you. It clearly just, while you are like this, does not perceive you as a threat.
Oh, I'm looking between it and Dafer.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely ignoring me.
Yeah.
I want to see how far this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's just beyond, like, just simple not noticing. Can I, like... I'm gonna try to tell it to, like, get away.
Give me either a performance or an intimidation check.
Let me just check something real quick. Okay, I don't have any proficiency in either of them, so they're the same.
And you say get away, yeah?
Yeah.
The angel opens its wings and it looks like it's ready to like basically boosted jump backwards away from the three of you. It's not its turn, but
Can I do the same with the other one? Because, like, talking is a free action.
present as you turn around, the other one seems like in a form of stasis, like inert. You're not sure it's like active, if that makes sense, Caliban.
Okay, okay. Alright, that'll be all for me.
Your turn? Okay. This one, now at the end of its stasis, the barrier drops and it stands completely intact, fully restored to its original vitality, essentially. That is its turn, however. Axel, seeing that you seem to have put some sort of command on the other one, is just going to take the dodge action and, you know, prepare to defend until you can get it to stand down This one leaps back over onto its like position, and the barrier pops up and it starts to self-repair away from the group. As you guys are fighting, you start to hear a voice in the distance, and Caliban, you speak Celestial. Does anyone else speak Celestial? I think it's only you.
Did
Or did you not take
Yeah,
Celestial?
I swear I took Celestial.
I thought we had a conversation you taking Celestial, but I might
Let
be...
me check. Let me
Yeah,
check
of course.
real quick. I'm pretty sure we did, but let me check the DMs real quick.
Either way, there is a voice in the distance, a woman's voice, as there's like the sound of running. At which point, this other statue seems to seize up as well and stands up. It like puts its blade down to its side and turns and begins to walk back to its sort of like waiting area, its staging area. Having walked away, I don't know, like, is everyone, like, Axel still has his weapon in hand, but it's like lowered it a little and is like looking off into the darkness where this voice is coming from.
It was okay. So it was originally fiendish, but I could like put it down as celestial instead.
Gotcha. So you did swap. Caliban, you hear a woman in the distance saying, "Stop! Stand down!" Oh God, what was the key word again? And then eventually she yells, "Peace!" And that's when that other statue like it begins to walk back towards its pedestal. Is everyone content with ending a combat there? Is it, or is anyone still on? Okay. At this point, a woman who is quite young looking, maybe around your age, her hair has been cut in like a level bowl around, like it's like a bowl fringe cut of dark hair, and then it frames her face and comes down, and then it's like a bowl cut that comes down around her neck. She's wearing like vestments, like pure white vestments, with golden embroidered hands that come across the chest, and like almost like there's a permanent set of prayer, like hands in prayer, across the front of herself. And she, slightly out of breath, looking mostly at Caliban and then at the rest of you, says, I'm so ever so sorry. Is everyone okay? Are you all alright?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You won't be fine a little bit. Give me back.
You don't know we're gone.
Okay, I put a dagger instead. What did you do with my stacks?
That was out of character because there was no way I could have known about Adhira swiping.
Yeah,
like,
that
nobody
is-
in existence saw that happening.
That is correct. The only person who knows is Adhira.
Damn it.
Dayford just says, I'm not half dying right now, but other than that, fine.
She says the statues can be... They protect us, but they can get things wrong. I'm ever so sorry. We weren't... Rarely do we receive visitors so late at night. Well, rarely do we receive visitors. You are... And she is mostly looking at you, Caliban, when she speaks with your wings still outstretched.
Oh, sort of like, he just sort of like bows slightly. Caliban von Hallig. These are my. God, I forgot the word.
You are...
Associates,
You're right.
classmates. friends.
Classmates. There we go.
Oh, I would have assumed your attendance. You're from the family that served the Archangel of Zemes, yes?
Yes.
She offers a quick prayer to the proprietor of your nobility, in a sense. And then says, "Then you are certainly welcome guests here. Please, are you here on some sort of pilgrimage, Lord von Halik?"
We are on. I just sort of like look around.
Excellent.
I guess you could call.
Go.
I guess you could call it an assignment of sorts.
I see. Well, she takes a small stone from her pocket that she puts her hands around in Celestial. She says, "Begin." And it sort of glows to light as she holds it up to reveal the path heading towards the structure in the distance. "Please, allow me to guide you. You may call me Sister Sympathy."
Sister Sympathy.
That is correct. That is more of a title than a name.
Ah, got it.
And, Caliban von Halik, the rest of you must have names. I would be glad to make introductions.
Dafer von Skeld. Sorry, not von Skeld. Dave. Oh, god damn it! I can't do my own last name because I've never spoken it ever.
It's all good.
God damn. Dafer Sebastian Skeld. That was the middle thing.
You are, of the Dulucop region. It's the first of my meeting someone from so far south.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Left off the statue.
I apologize. The weapons are quite deadly. That you have survived even a single strike is a miracle of the goddess.
We have shells. Adhira steps out from under the darkness of the tree and kind of leans along one of the crumbling arches. My name is Adhira Fa.
She inclines her head and says, "Shell, is there some gift, something that your bloodline has granted you?"
I think at that Dafer gives her a very quick look and like very quickly realizing they are not familiar with this, and this does likely not look well with us having bonded with miasmic powers. Gives her a look of like, do not talk under any circumstances of what this is.
What do you want to do it here? You see Dafer's look, but
Yes, the gifts.
you give me a deception
Gifts
check
and
with
fashions.
advantage.
You're lying to a nun.
15?
15.
Okay. She nods. I understand. And you two share a gift? Very well. She's walking and talking with you. She says, you tired, perhaps? There are accommodations at the Astropath at the temple if you wish to stay the night. You said you were here on assignment. A task?
Yes. Studying the giants of the region. Hi, I'm Uther. Nice to meet you.
Another of Dudacop. I understand that giants were close to your people as well. Yes, that makes sense. This entire complex was built by the giants. As far as my predecessor told me, before the goddess's departure, near the beginning when she first started teaching the giants of the many ways of craft and creation, the giants here became very quickly obsessed with the stars, and that is when the Astropath was built. I'd be welcome to show you around. I believe Brother Cooper is perhaps the best to do so, though he has a more intimate knowledge of many of the locations that I do not tread.
Okay. We were honestly kind of surprised to find anyone here. What little we knew about the place was that it had been abandoned.
For a time, this is certainly true. Well, I say that, but I don't know it for sure. I guess you could say I believe that to be true, Uther. However, at certain points, some people, some who live nearby, others who do not, feel compelled to come here. They make the journey and they arrive at the temple. Many of them commit their life to the wandering.
How long have you been at this temple?
Since I was 7.
How old does this woman look?
About your age. Someone like early 20s.
And you say some find themselves wandering about. Is that spreading the gospel of the goddess? Do they focus on?
No. She thinks for a moment and says, perhaps it would be easier to show you. You arrive a couple of moments after that at a door that is built for a giant-sized individual, but she reaches for a handle that is a door set within the door for someone more your sized. It opens up, and light spills from inside. She gestures for you to enter. Who wants to go through first?
Push Caliban forward.
Caliban, you are pushed through the opening and into a cathedral-like space. It is tiered on the left and right-hand side in a way that reminds you of like a university auditorium, like the kind of place they would give lectures. The ceiling above, though, is very much those like big stone arches, stained glass, and every tier is absolutely packed with candles. You see maybe 40 or so individuals. They are sat cross-legged, completely still, like on cushions, their eyes closed, and they are encircled by candles, with different objects placed before them. It looks random to you, Caliban. There are like some objects that are like toys or otherwise. But yeah, that is what you are looking at. Every tier, as in T-I-E-R.
Oh, okay.
The rest of you filter into this space, and with her coming in behind and closing the door, you see people in similar dress as her, but less ornate, like a little bit more functional in a day-to-day labor sense. And they are going around and checking on the people who are sat cross-legged with their eyes closed, just kind of like looking at them. Some people move some of the objects around, and then there are a few other individuals who walk around with like baskets filled with candles, these long wooden poles with candle snuffers at the end of them, and they have like flints at their side for lighting candles as well. And there's maybe like 50 people overall that you can see in this space. 40 of them sat, 10 of them lighting candles, moving things around, things like that. And Sister Sympathy looks at you and says, those who are sat are wanderers. They are here in body, but the astropath allows them to travel the stars in spirit. They search for the goddess. They search for angels that have departed our world in search of the goddess. They feel compelled to come here, and they will spend, well, as long as they feel necessary, and we take care of them.
They search for the goddess.
That is correct. Their spirit is cast from themselves, projected, and channeled through the dome on the ceiling. There is a series of focusing lenses, and they travel the stars looking for her.
This sounds, not saying this out loud, but this sounds vaguely similar to something that I can do.
Yep. Which only Clara and you know about, I believe. I don't recall you telling Art.
Yes. Clara's been kind of quiet, though.
Yep, I'm trying to fly under the radar here.
Those that wander in the main hall here have been doing so for a short time. Our long wanderers are deeper in the structure. And then there are living quarters and other places within the temple as well. Axel looks around at all the candles and stuff and says, "Why the light? Surely..." She smiles and says, "You would think wandering the stars would be bright, but there is much space between them. The light of candles travels with the spirit, lets them see. Better can they search by candlelight." Axel nods and says, "Okay." She gives him a smile, says, "I know this can be disconcerting for those who have not felt the call. Please."
Question.
Yes.
Do they take shifts, or do they just stay projected?
They will remain projected for as long as they deem necessary. We care for them, feed them, make sure that they are well.
That was going to be my next question. So, how do you keep them healthy? Okay.
Through care.
Fascinating.
Adhira is going to cast a look back, probably at Clara and then Axel. That probably conveys, we need to talk away from other people. Group talk time.
Axel looks at her and says, I'm sorry for my reaction earlier. Like you said, it's a lot to take in. And we are tired. You mentioned there would be a place to stay. Of course. Our quarters are through here. I believe it was once used for something else, but it's been converted into rooms for people to sleep. If you would like, I would show you. Axel just nods. And she leads you to, a set of doors in the left-hand side of this big cathedral area. There is a corridor that is, it's as big as a hall because a giant needs to walk through each of these spaces that you're in. And she leads you into a room that, a lot of extra construction is has been done in. Wood has been used to build interior rooms in here. And she leads you through into, almost like a bunk room for people that have felt the call and just arrived, basically. She's like, this is where newcomers stay. I ask that if you wish to go somewhere, you ask for one of the attendants to come with you. Not because I do not trust you, but you understand there are many ancient rituals and procedures here. If they are to be interrupted, it risks those who wander, and we take our care very seriously. She gives you a warm smile, opens the door, and allows you into the space.
Door closes.
Closes the door. You know that there's like people around outside the door, but she doesn't like post a guard at the door or anything else like that. And those of you with perception proficiency, if you put your ear up against the door, like you don't hear anything untoward going on. You hear people going about their business still. Like there are 4 or 5 people milling out around in the area outside your door, but they're genuinely doing stuff as far as you can tell. Yes.
During the entire time we interacted with Sister Sympathy, when Tira told her the bold-faced lie that Shells are just like a gift from the goddess and nothing to worry about, did at any point in time Sister Sympathy's face betray any reaction of sorts to that?
Need an insight check. 14. There was suspicion, but to be fair, Dayfer, like she's a little suspicious in a general sense. You think, Dayfer, you don't think it was targeted, but like you are a group of people that have come out of nowhere. You do have a strange creature with you, but she didn't seem to mind that too much. Like Cerberus didn't worry her so much. But yeah, a group of strangers arriving in the middle of the night. I think
Is odd.
on a 14 as well, Dayfer, Caliban being here is most of the reason she is putting aside most of her worry, you think, Dayfer. Like, Caliban has set her at ease, in a sense. But the space is yours. You are alone.
So this is a strange little turn of events.
I am glad that at least she intervened before I could get sliced up any worse. This trip has been one of the worst for humbling me in a long while.
Axel thinks for a moment, says, still can't figure out how we could have beat those things. They've been guarding here for a long time.
I was going to try and rip out the engineering.
He nods. Could have worked.
I'm not sure we would have if we wouldn't have died before. I would have succeeded on 2 of them.
The clock was ticking a little.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't have to deal with them. The people here are different, but they don't seem hostile.
I believe it's best we voice lowered, so even if somebody had their ear to the door, nobody could hear. I believe it's best we just do not talk about what we have. Like, not even mentioning the word shell, just in case. Like, just pointing at the, I don't know, if we have any signifiers for a shell or something, just pointing at that. Because depending on their attitude, I don't know. I don't know what to want. I don't want to find out their opinion on that.
I doubt they would be welcoming of the Graal. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the bright side. Probably no Sin operatives here.
Although that one we captured was rather dogmatic.
Yes, but I don't think there's much business up here.
I would agree.
Clara, thoughts?
I don't know. This place freaks me out.
Excellent.
Quiet.
Well, I don't know what you want. I don't just have anything to say to them. I don't understand how no one mentioned this. All the people we talked to, none of them were like, oh, by the way, there's a massive cult gathering in the mountains who worship the goddess.
To be
Why
fair,
did no one seem to know?
To be fair, it did get mentioned some.
There's a gathering, but no one had come back.
Axel nods and says, there was a group that was sent here to check up on them. I assume they fell victim to those statues, but there's no way of knowing that's exactly what happened.
I didn't see any bodies.
I wouldn't be overly surprised if they're still here.
You think maybe some of the Wanderers?
I think
Do
you
we-
don't use the word wandering without the connotation of people who are lost. They're not the searchers,
Which is
the
a
scouts, the
fair-
faithful, even.
Pilgrims.
Which is a fair point.
So, what do we do from now? Teach?
We need to... There should be a vault here. Maybe they have access to it. Maybe they know it exists, but they haven't been able to open it. We could maybe convince them we are here and able to open it in exchange for sharing what is inside. That would be my hope, that the fact that we could open up more of their temple to them is enough to persuade them to part with some of the things inside.
Adhira gives Axel finger guns on it. She walks over to one of the beds, and her eyes roll up and she falls unconscious.
Oh, for God's sake.
What just happened?
She can project. I caught her doing it once. It's the only time we've ever actually fought about anything. She
I'm
came
a
into my
little
room
freak of
looking at my
nature.
stuff.
As you're in the middle of your companions as they talk about you, Adhira, it's like your little drifting spirit form. Give me a perception check, Adhira.
I have, what, like 4 hours of this?
Something like that.
Perception?
Mm-hmm. You look
See y'all.
out at the cathedral structure and you see it. Strings of luminous divine light stretching from... The individuals that are sat there look like bonfires of divinity to you. And it stretches up this like thin thread towards the roof where it is woven around like a series of magnifying glasses, and then as a rope it is projected up into space. And some part of you feels that pull, Adhira, like all the energy in this building is designed to be funneled upwards, and you constantly have to drift down as to not be caught in a current that wants to send you to the stars that you so despise for potentially taking away your loved one.
They all go. I will sprout 2 extra arms reminiscent of my spirit, and I will crawl through the stone and go below.
You head deeper, moving through the structures like architecture proper. You find that there are spaces underneath the floor you are in. Sometimes you're moving through dirt, sometimes you're moving through work stone. There are old storage spaces down here at Hira, wine cellars, things like that. You also see that there are an innumerable amount of like candles and other fuels and things like that, like oil lamps and stuff like that stored away down here as well at Hira. And you see individuals in like actual friar monk style habits, like the brown, that are going through and inventorying these things. Eventually, exploring down here, give me an investigation check. directly beneath the cathedral. You're not quite sure how to get into the space that you've drifted into at the moment, Atira. But there is a large space down here, and there is a metallic, circular, what looks to be a vault door to you. Again, big enough for a giant, right? A huge circle of metal. There are runes engraved throughout it, and there's like a design on it as well. For whatever reason, Atira, it's a little difficult to make out as a spirit. There's like some sort of, if not like a dimensional anchor, there is something about this vault door that is designed to protect against exactly like what you're doing right now, Atira. You also see that this vault door is in of itself already inside a vault that looks like it's been picked through. There are spaces down here for artifacts and objects to be displayed, which looks like it's been looted, as far as you can tell. There are bookcases down here that should have books and scrolls and things like that, but they are bare. It is a big, empty space that looks like a storage room for important artifacts that ends in yet another vault door that looks to be sealed. There's no one moving around in this space.
I will retrace my movements, try and like wind myself back towards my body following corridors. No one who walks by, be that brother or sister, nobody seems to pick up on my spirit movement.
No one seems to notice you, no. Trying to find, like, a direction back that doesn't take you through solid stone, but, like, moves back in the right direction, you eventually discover that there is a staircase that sort of comes down from the altar in the cathedral. It's, like, hidden, at the far back end of the cathedral space. So there is, like, a staircase. It's not covered or anything, you just can't see it from where you guys were before, right? It's just a perspective trick. That seems to head down into where you are. As you're drifting back, give me a perception check. You hear two women speaking. You've heard plenty of voices speaking. It is just you recognize Sister Sympathy's voice, talking to another woman who is not quite as ornately dressed as her, but like more ornate than some others. Like maybe a second in command Atira, as far as you see. And this second in command says, these outsiders have damaged Thessalia and their partner. How can you trust them? She says, you did not see as I did. One of them, Von Halik, a servant of Zemes. He was lit up like one of them, wings and light. The other, like second in command, sighs and says, you are too trusting, Sympathy. Who knows what they might do? We have no defenses by those statues. And Sympathy says, this place has stood protected only by that for a very long time. Your paranoia isn't going to help us. It's bad enough what happened before. And the two of them sort of share a look of like, how dare you bring that up? While the other one gives them a look of like, because, you know, like there's like a wordless exchange between the two of them. And the second in command says, of course, ever at your instruction, Sister Sympathy. And she bows and moves off to work with some of the attendants.
I return to my body.
You do so. I guess the question is, would the rest of you just wait around in here? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or waiting for Atira to drift about? If you wanted to take a quick nap or whatever, you certainly could.
Oh, you're directed at Clara. So you're telling me that basically There is no having privacy as long as Adhira sleeps.
Well, before I would have said yes. I think she knows better now. That's, like I said, it's the only time we've ever fought about anything. And I think I made it pretty clear how upset I was about that.
Caliban, give me an insight check.
Right.
What's your passive deception, Atira?
Passive deception. What do you
Yeah,
mean by
10
that?
plus your deception
Oh, okay.
modifier.
14.
14. Caliban, you reach into your pocket, a little bored, you're like, could do with a sweet right now. Your sweets are gone. You look around your companions, and you think about who of them would steal from you, and your eyes alight upon a sleeping Atira.
DM's
She's
lying to
sleeping
you,
right
Roach.
now, right?
She is unconscious. Her spirit is in the depths of this cathedral.
Okay. I think I'm gonna rummage around through her personal belongings.
You find your sweets. Atira, what else would Caliban find if rummaging through your belongings?
There is the school card. Orphans. Oh, that's the Terminus Festival. There is the hydrophobic crystal. There is the thieves' tool. There is a flashbang grenade. And her romance novel.
That is what you find, Caliban.
The romance novel.
Caliban.
Let's take a skim through that.
Caliban, you take the novel and sit down on one of the beds and start skimming through.
I'm just gonna skim through it real quick, and then I'm just gonna wait for her to wake up.
Very filthy, but surprisingly, wait, no, Roach, do you speak Flamshi?
I don't think Caliban does, no.
He doesn't.
It's mostly just symbols to you,
It's
Caliban.
regional smut.
Localized.
Yeah, she can.
Who else?
She can
Who
talk
else speaks
trade.
Flamshi?
I actually
No
don't
one.
think anyone else in the
Also-
party does.
Also, Caliban, at you rummaging through Adhira's stuff, Dafer sees you do that and is about to speak up. Then he sees you like bring out like a bag, which I feel like would be known to the party as like
Yes.
the Caliban sweets bag. I
Yeah.
was like, oh god damn it.
Probably one of the most expensive things on it here is person right now.
Hold on. How far are we from like internet? Space?
Oh, yeah, like a bajillion, like, you don't have access to the Crystal network outside of the city, basically.
I can't use it. I can't use the translator.
No.
Yeah. Can I actually,
And-
out of character, share my conspiracy theory?
You can do so, yeah.
I think the goddess left the gift of creation. I think she left to prevent the rise of the spirit of internet.
Spirit
Strong
internet.
spirit. Yeah, like
Spirit
it'd
of
be
the-
something that connects the entire world and grows stronger only through that concept, and we see how it goes through our world.
She-
So,
She's like, no gods but me, I'm fucking off.
yep.
Dafer would like see you pull out the sweets bag, like, oh god damn it, Adhira sees you pull out her romance novel, which we know she has, and Clara has already declared smut. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
'Cause, like,
Can't fucking read.
come on, Caliban. Then he sees you like walk to the side and skim through it. And I think at that point, Dafer is like, okay, come on, this is enough. Walks up to you.
He's like
Come on.
skims through it. She sees it in the lamp. She's like, "Fuck, I can't do anything with this."
He like holds it up to you.
Come on, Caliban. That's a joke. It wasn't cool when she took your sweets. I mean, it's also not cool to take from
Who-
her.
Okay, I care since it's my sweets. Why do you care?
Because she's my teammate. She's my partner. I
team,
care about all of you.
our teammate.
Our teammate,
and I
comrade.
believe,
Oh, dude, my
and
God.
I believe in the comeuppance sevenfold.
Sevenfold?
I believe more.
Don't
in the
ask where
fact
I
of
got
talk-
that.
I believe more in the fact of talking it out and like putting aside your differences via, I don't know, in the worst case scenario, negotiations.
Axel looks at you, Caliban, and says, "Change which page is dog-eared."
You
That
wouldn't.
is. Did you not
You know what?
know?
You're right.
Ether takes a look at which page is currently dog-eared.
You certainly.
Don't get
Okay,
too
okay.
afraid.
No, okay, I'm gonna go even further. I'm gonna dog your 3 pages.
You do so,
I'm
Caliban.
gonna
Make sure to undog ear the page that she was actually on.
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
What? You're the
I'm
player.
so
Why are
glad-
you helping?
because it's funny.
Uther is like seeing the book being dog-eared, sees that the book has already been dog-eared, and he's just, you are all heathens.
Caliban, you remove the dog earring and change it to 3 different locations, and I guess put it back in Atira's bag.
I take my sweets back. How
Yes,
much
of-
did she eat?
She didn't eat any,
I
though.
eat
She
any.
took it. Yeah.
Wait, just took them? That's
Yeah,
it?
just took.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just took them.
Okay, I dig through my sweets. Like, what do I got?
Mostly hard, like the hard boiled sweets. They're very like sweet fruit sort of sweets, something to suck on, basically, Caliban.
If I threw one to Cerberus, which mouth will grab it?
The dragon.
Okay, throw one to Cerberus.
Am I
Uh,
gonna need to put him on a diet?
the dragon's like chewing as the bear looks at you like, "Oh God, no, please don't." It's not me, it's him. Like,
Flying off.
like the bear head side eyes the dragon head like, "You're ruining this verse." A little bit afterwards, Atira, you wake up from your dream wandering.
Oh, it's great that I get like good sleep from that.
Okay,
Anything useful?
yeah.
So, going in order of what I remember seeing, all of the people on the spiritual pilgrimage are connected to some giant. I'm going to hesitate and use the word loom. Mutters like a Lamshi equivalent of that word. And then it goes up and beyond. Directly below the cathedral, maybe not directly, but below it, is a massive vault. It connects to a passageway behind the altar in the cathedral. There are 2 layers. One has already been picked through and looted, and the second one is magically guarded against intruders, especially intruders akin to what I have done. On my way back, Sister Sympathy has already... She's talking with somebody. Looks like a second hand, a left hand, whatever you call it in your language. Lieutenant. She's suspicious. They have some history. Something happened, and there is mistrust. But Caliban's family name is buying us a lot of credit right now.
So things
Read it.
Well, it's a good thing, I think.
It makes sense that the place designed for guiding spiritual journeys would be warded against spirits walking around in your guarded treasures. I can see that. The question is whether they've physically been able to open that door or not. Was it
I don't think so.
guarded, Atira? Did they have people stationed?
I didn't see anyone.
I haven't seen a single individual here, even with a weapon, if I'm honest with you.
I genuinely feel like, they were mentioning their only defense were the angels out front. I think they might be lovers, partners of some description, mentioned by name. Oh, I can't remember for the life of me. And Adhira will
You're the
have
player?
forgotten the name that was
Okay.
mentioned.
Okay.
Because I have already written it down.
That's
Axel,
meta knowledge now.
Axel says, I still think offering to help is the best choice. There is something suspect going on, but I don't think they're a threat to us.
Yeah, well,
They are
I'm
not.
concerned about the people trapped in the voyage. They're all connected to this loom, and it goes up. Even while I was in a spirit, I felt myself being slowly pulled, like, oh no, I don't know the best word to describe it.
Moth to flame?
No, not quite. Like she goes through like a few descriptions, and the one she comes to is a river pushing towards a singular point. It's something that you can move against and wade against with, small effort, but she conveys that if you do nothing in that form, you are eventually pulled towards it. What if they're stuck? What if they can't come back?
The person in the village mentioned that people do come back from here, eventually. But they didn't say everyone comes back from here. I don't know.
I just don't... What are they going to want from us?
Thanks. If the angels are their only guardians, maybe some way of protecting themselves.
I mean, we are also running against the idea. What if they're just pacifists?
They could be.
There is nothing preventing them from taking up arms and having a small defense force of guardians here, but they choose to use the statues.
You're right. The weapons in this area aren't the most effective, but they are there. They are available. It is a choice for them not to have blades or otherwise here.
Bows
think-
at minimum, given the elevation and region in general.
I think Axel's right about extending an offer to help. If they have nothing to lose and everything to gain from opening this vault. But we do need to sort of be careful with what we share. If these people are zealots, they're not going to like that we have bonded with miasmic.
And if Clara's suspicions about the individuals who are trapped in the... Or we don't know if they're trapped. If they are being trapped in this wandering, they must have some means to do it. And maybe they don't have weapons because there are better, more effective means available to them. If they can put us into a sleep, a trance, and then that object pulls us into the stars and folds us into their little mission, then... Well, yes, us being dead would only be a waste to them. The question is, trusting them or not. At least as much as to try.
I mean, I believe we do have to. We don't have to rest, but I think it seems like the most sensible option. If we... And I could see if maybe I can whip up some rune engraving off the fly. I mean, it's not going to be anything that might be like it has 1 in 10 chance to be actually do anything, but I don't know, maybe something about spirit warding or something that reduces the likelihood of our souls drifting away or something.
Uther,
I don't know.
you speak giant, yes? The arch that you read, that wasn't an ability or a magic spell you used to read
No, giant is one I have. I could probably, in a pinch, read other stuff, but that'll. Mm, I don't like to do that one often.
They didn't know much about the giants that lived here. It was what she mentioned was something that was passed down to her. Could be they can't read. Could be that you being able to read the language is enough of a service to offer them.
I mean, just for my own curiosity's sake, I would like to kind of go around and read.
If Caliban offers translation of the walls, or whatever engravings and other things there are, maybe that could get us downstairs and talking about the vault as well. They seem to like Caliban.
I'm not against
Oh.
extending the hands and trying anything. I think it is just maybe too many coincidences all at once. That they're so excited about Caliban, and there happen to be too many people here who don't seem to leave.
I mean, it's a fork of a religion around the goddess, and Caliban's the closest thing to an angel they've seen since the statues.
I'm not
I think-
surprised that they're interested. I'm just worried about why.
Axel nods and says there could be something more to it.
Look,
It's-
if I become a ritualistic sacrifice, you'll be the first to know. You'll even let you get front row seats.
Let's try not to have Caliban
Oh
bloodlet
no, bro.
in the temple.
My thought is, well, I don't want to concern anyone, but I'm curious about what it would be like to project myself to the loom if there was a way back out.
There's no way of knowing if that is possible.
Yep.
So do
It's
not.
a big risk.
No, it is not, because it's not going to happen.
The
What if
loom
I
is such a
don't have
strange
to
thing
go-
to call it, too. Like, what are they weaving?
I'm biting my tongue right now. You know this, Sammy. But
Have
she'll
I
continue.
go back? Question mark.
It's the spirit, unless. No.
These questions might be a bit too hard for us to ponder right now. At least I don't have any experiences in this area. There's not much I can connect here with what they might have going on. And at the same time, we don't have anything that could deal with the angels if they were to throw them against us and such. Neither do I have the expertise. Do I, or I believe we as a whole, have the necessary abilities to look deeper into this, nor do we have the resources to counter them if they go hostile and such. I think I'd like to just focus on that vault down there.
I think we should rest the night. I think they'd be less suspicious of us if we acted like normal guests. We stay till morning. We see if they break bread with us, and then we bring up Uther's useful talent to them. Seems like a good start to me.
Caliban specifically could bring it up. Just have casual conversation with Uther about how they should look for an attendant to find some, I don't know, giant text somewhere and speak that loudly enough so you can be heard.
Oh, I am sure Caliban will be inundated with questions and individuals interested in talking with him when we meet up with the rest of the attendants. This is a small place, and news travels quickly in small places.
Was more just trying to imply, like, bring up Uther's capability in small talk, so that to get them interested in having us help out.
Should we keep watch? Should anyone stay up? Or...
Yeah, I'd be in favor.
Okay.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take the middle one. And, yeah, whoever wants to take the last certainly can.
I'll also take first blood, I think.
Okay. Leave it to you two. And Axel, like, puts down his bag and unpacks what he needs to, and otherwise, like, climbs onto one of these beds, and just, like, over the top of the covers and, like, lays and stares at the ceiling in this room. Sort of tries to get some sleep. Unless there's anything particular people want to do, we've been going for about 4 hours. I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll stop there.
Excellent recon job.